And welcome here to the National Cricket Stadium in St. George's, Queen's Park in St. George's, and we have the second of our double header. And this afternoon's game will have St. Mark's coming up against St. Patrick's. Should be a very interesting encounter here in this NLA GPL T20 tournament. Of course, played among the parishes. And earlier on, we had two teams locked in battle. And this afternoon, we'll see exactly how this one is going to play out. With me is Raphael Crony. Raphael, good afternoon. We should have a very good encounter on hand here.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pastor Woman. We expect this one to be quite a bit more competitive. They boast of some pretty top players, people like Dennis Smith, Hippolyte St. Patrick. So we expect this game this afternoon to be very competitive. The weather continues to be fine, beautiful condition, and we really expect a big one this afternoon.
Yeah, so it should be a good tournament, and a good match rather, which would climax in the end to a good tournament. The umpires are going out. We did in fact get a bit of a pitch report and the toss of the coin. So let's go over and see what transpired in the middle.
We're on pitch side for match number 6 in the NLA GPL T20. We have the two captains with us, the home captain for today's match, Darren Hippolyte from St. Patrick's, and the challenging captain, Micah Narayan from St. Mark's. We have the match referee, Anderson Noel. He will hand it to us over to Hippolyte, and the call will be done by Narayan. The call is ahead, and it's ahead. So that means St. Mark, they have won the toss. Narayan, you've won the toss. What's the decision?
Well, we're going to have a bat first.
The first game, the batting effort wasn't really what you'd have expected. What sort of total you have in mind today?
Well, we're looking at 140, 150 because this wicket is got a lot of rain during the past few days. So we're looking to see if we could score at 140, 150 and try and restrict them as low as possible.
All right, in terms of the squads, any changes from the last match to this one?
Yeah, we have one change. Kelshan is out and Kel Dunn in.
All right, so it's a swap of the Andrew brothers. I must ask this, St. Mark's versus St. Patrick's, any event, whether it's sports, culture, politics, religion, it's always a big affair when these two parishes come up against each other. What are the sort of atmosphere like coming into this match?
Well, basically, all of the players are around the same area. We also is from St. Patrick's, but we always play for St. Mark's because of where we school, and we play all our cricket in St. Mark's. So I think there always a rivalry between the both teams, and I think today is another one again. All
right, so Michael, all the best to you and all the best to the half of St. Patrick's that is residing in St. Mark's.
Thank you.
All right, we're now going to have a word with Darren Hippolyte. Darren, when you lost the toss, being asked to bowl first, is that what you had in mind?
No, you're looking to bat first, but all in all, is whatever happens, happens at the end of the day.
Your team is always a team with experienced players, and it's some very tricky and skilled bowlers. What sort of target you have in mind restricting St. Mark's to?
Well, anything under 120 will be par for us, the batsman has been struggling a bit, but, they can make up for that, and anything under 120 will be good.
All right, so also, in terms of changes, is there any changes from the last squad to this one?
No, we're playing with the same team,
All right, and the last question I ask Micah, St. Mark's versus St. Patrick's. Are you pumped up for this big encounter?
Yeah, every game is a big game, You don't take one game at a time, Whether it's St. Mark's, whoever it may be, it's cricket, and you come to play hard cricket, and at the end of the day, you're trying to win the game.
All right, thank you very much, Darren, and all the best to St. Patrick's. Again, the news from the middle. St. Mark, they have won the toss, and they've decided to bat here in the match number 6 of the NLA GPL T20.
And of course the news is that the St. Mark's, they've won the toss, and they will be batting, and we'll give you of course some details as to the team for both teams. And the opening pair of Sean Andrew and Stephen Granger, we make it. They will be opening the innings for St. Mark's. So we've got what should be a good encounter on hand here. We have to just wait to see exactly who they will start the bowling with. So this is the second of 2 games here at the National Stadium. So for St. Mark, you've got Micah Narayan, Sean Andrew, Keldon Andrew, Niran Belfon, Ronald Etienne, Kervin Gangadine, Stephen Granger, Clifford Mark, Sunil Narayan, Kenroy Peters, and Ronald Williams. That's the lineup. So here's the first delivery coming up. One that is just bringing the batsman forward, pushed out on the onside, and the
St. Patrick's team. Eamon Alexander, who is actually opening the bowling there. Yep, Weaver Benjamin, Davis Charles, Denroy Charles, Michael Fraser, Dennis George, Devani Joseph, Deron Hippolyte, John Olive, and Dennis Smith.
so that's a pretty good lineup with experience in it too. Eamon Alexander, who is known really for tight line and length.
Yeah.
It's not really left that hallmark or trademark in his armory. It's very strong in containing batsmen. So there is a bit of a stumble here, and they will in fact get the run. There was a bit of stuttering, and the fielder coming in there from a squarish cover just must have taken his eyes off the ball for a fleeting moment. That's all it takes. And if that is done, then your chances of recovery or maybe just running over the ball happens. And that's one of the cardinal things that you can't afford to happen when you're rushing in. You've got to keep your eyes on the ball until it gets into the hands, and after which you make your throw.
Yeah, bit of indecision there by both batsmen. They were running and stopping, and the fielder coming in and cover. They just fumbled the ball to give them the opportunity to go through for the run. So
It was a veteran, Dennis George, coming in there from backward point. Down the leg side, there's an appeal for caught behind. Might have just touched the garment on his way through, maybe the hip. And no great conviction in the appeal though. So Shion Andrew facing up to Alexander, brings him forward, pushes the ball out to short extra cover, and there is no run. So tight start by Eamon Alexander. After one over, it's one without loss.
yeah, good over by Alexander. And as you said before, he's the type of bowler that is very tight. He's used to open the bowling. A player that would have played a number of years for the Grenada team at the under 19 level, and have been really a strong player playing for Grenada. And he has started with a very good over. One of the things that's notable, even in his first over, that he tend to be just slowing that ball up a bit and not coming through as quick as I know that he normally does. But good start by St. Patrick's.
And of course, these two teams would want maximum points from this game. Michael Fraser.
Yeah, actually, none of this team has recorded a win so far, so they each will want to make sure that they have some points on the table.
So here is Fraser to Granger. Outside the off stump, looking to cut. Body position just not correct. It was leaning backward as he was going to cut, so you would not have been in control of that shot at all, even if he had played it. Just moving away his body and slightly outside the leg stump, and looking to maybe uppercut it on the third man, but he was not in control at all. Good first up delivery by Granger. Hitting that in the air to the left of mid-off. Will come for just a single. Airborne for quite some time, but not catchable. And so Granger's now taken his total to 2. Shion Andrew now comes in to strike the left-handed batsman. The field will of course change around for him, making the necessary adjustment. Good to see a slip in, refill.
Yeah, yes, good to see us slipping. You know, as we said, the pitch is such that we expect the faster bowlers to really be able to extract some sort of bounce off the wicket. And I think it's a good thing to have, you know.
Delivery right up in the block hole. Came down rather heavily on it, but with a bit of aggressive intention too. wanting to hit that through the mid-wicket area. Didn't really hit it from the meat of the bat. So Everton Weeks, who died a few months ago, I'll tell you something that he told me many years ago. Yeah, of course, he was such an efficient player for the West Indies, one of the 3 Ws, and started back in the 1950s, along with, of course, Walcott and Worrell. Worrell, of course, who went on to be the second black captain to captain the West Indies team. But he always felt, that's Everton Weeks, that you need to hit the ball 5 inches from the base. That's where you get your sweetest timing from. Driven down the ground, will get a single, the return comes in, and sprawling effort there by the keeper in Smith, just diving across, no harm done, but the batsman in fact had time to cross for 1. You would agree with
I certainly agree with this one. This one wasn't far from 5 inches for the base there, because it was really almost in the slot. And he came forward and drive to mid-off, and I would think that he would feel he should have get much more with that delivery. It was over pitch, but didn't make full use of the shot.
Delivery that just brings the batsman forward and opened the face of the bat, glided it down to backward point as George came in very quickly and picked up. Well, it's one thing, Rafael, the over comes to an end. It's 3 without loss after 2. It's one thing to be hitting the ball at the 5 inches from the base. That's one thing. But the timing is also critical, because you've got to allow the bat to hit the ball at the correct time, not just the correct position on the bat, but it must not be hit too quickly, it must not be hit too belatedly. And so we all hear over the years about timing and what it's all about. So in a very rusty manner, that's basically what timing is all about.
But importantly, it also speaks about position, your position to hit the ball. Because if you're not in the right position, you will find difficulty in being able to hit the ball from where it should be hit. And I think that is also important. Good over by Granger, and he has been bringing the ball up to the bat and fairly tight, and keeping things tight. 2 overs, 3 without loss. St. Patrick's keeping things pretty tight.
Yeah, so Iman Alexander, you said that he's been around for quite some time. Yeah, it's been a number of years. Did play for the Grenada under 19 team and was known for his accuracy. That one is hit in the air. The fielder is going back. I don't think it's going to get to... Yes, it does in fact get to the boundary. That's going to be 4. But there was a long on, and he did in fact take him on. Long on had to run across by about 30 yards to his right. Didn't have a chance of pulling off the catch, and the mid-off fielder was somewhat in. So it was in fact a good selection. Just slightly opened the face and got it over the long off area down to the boundary for 4. That was a good hit by Andrew.
Yes, safe shot by Andrew, even though he didn't get it, I don't think as he intended. But with the fielder in for 6 overs, I think it was a good shot, and he just dropped just a few feet inside the long off boundary.
Yeah, he timed it well. He really timed it well. Wasn't no big wallop with the bat. Beautiful follow through. This one he hits hard into the ground. Must be disappointed with himself there. Might have been slightly cramped too, with the left arm orthodox bringing the ball into him as a left-hander. Pulls that down to the deep mid-wicket area. Will get only a single because there's a fielder there. They will in fact come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end, and they get 2. Good running. That's the thing, that they did in fact run the first run very quickly, put some pressure on the fielder, bubbled it, saw the opportunity to come back for the second, did so. Pulls again once more, and this time didn't really hit it with the kind of power and timing that he would have liked. Ball went out to a straightish shot mid-wicket. So good comeback there by Alexander. Just completed his second over. 3 overs gone. It's 9 without loss.
Yeah, good positive running there by both batsmen, Granger and Andrew. as that ball, he pulled that short delivery down to mid wicket and just a little fumble with the fielder there, and they quickly came back for the second run. It's important that we continue to see this positiveness in the game, and both Andrew and Granger just looking to get a feel of things outside there, and I would think St. Mark's would want to make sure that they have a good start, a good platform, so the rest of the players can come and build on it.
Yeah, you're right. How important it is, of course, to get off to a good start. And a good start, really defined, is not necessarily how quickly you get out of the block, but if you can have wickets intact, you don't want to lose wicket very quickly. And even if you're not off to a flyer in terms of runs per over, but you've got your wickets in hand, then in the back end of the innings you can let your bats really flow. There is a no over. Oh, that really climbed on him. There's an appeal for caught behind. The umpire is going to consult. Well, he hasn't given that out. All the players seem he has he?
We're just looking at the replay. We'll see what happens here. As difficult to tell whether he didn't look as though he played it from our end, but you know, no, not out. Don't seem to give that decision, but he's now having a discussion with square leg.
They will in fact confer as to whether it was played. That's the first discussion, and secondly, whether it carried to the keeper. That's the second thing we'd have to look at. The umpire, in fact, has now given him out. So there was the concern as to whether the keeper did take the catch cleanly. We might be able to get the replay. We're not too sure, but if we do get it, we'll be able to sort of go through that. But at first, the soft dismissal, if you want to put it that way, was not out. And then there was the dialogue between the two umpires. And finally, he was in fact given out. So he goes at Granger, cut at the wicket, and of the bowling of Fraser. And he's gone for 2. So St. Mark's, who won the toss and began to bat, they have lost their first wicket with a total at 9.
Yeah, was not a difficult delivery. It was a short delivery that's lifted slowly, and he just angled the bat and seemingly have taken the edge, and the keeper coming up with a catch. Good ball struck by St. Patrick's. They have picked up the first wicket, the wicket of Granger, caught at the wicket.
So Ronald Etienne has come in to join Andrew with a total 9 for 1.
Etienne, as we know, he has been a stalwart for cricket at the national level. He also on the under 19 level, he has been a tremendous player, and he still have quite a bit to offer.
Yeah, it's a little heavier than he was yesteryear. But those things tend to happen when you get a little older. Maybe with the exception of Raphael Crony, who doesn't put on the pounds. But
and also show you correct with that.
Most of us tend to put on a little as you get a little older, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world. So Etienne will be facing up to Fraser down the leg side, looking to heave that over mid-wicket. Aggressive intention very early in his innings.
Yeah, positive there, and I think with a safe shot, there's nobody down to the backward square, so he just had to get that, over the square leg, backward square. Made no contact, went into his pads.
So it's been tight bowling so far for St. Patrick. They've done well. Outside the arm stump, cuts well down to the deep point area. That goes into the boundary for 4. I think it was timed even better than we thought initially. Outside the arm stump, and he just rocked on the back foot and lifted it over the backward point area, and it went down to the boundary for 4. You could see he has aggressive intention. Ronald Etienne, he's off the mark and gets off the mark with the boundary.
Yeah, and you never thought that he really made this sort of contact. It was wide, it would have been signal wide, and if he actually missed it, but hit it over backward point, which is big, and the fielder is pretty close at cover point, and just hit it over point for 4.
Is that in the air? That's a big hit. It's gone. That's 6. And mind you, there was a bit of one-handedness about that shot because he just seemed to pull one of the hands off and it went soaring as if seeking to defy the natural law of gravity. And gravity pulled it down in the end, but not before it crossed the boundary line. Marvelous hit, boy.
Yes, I think it's slower than he expected, so he had to actually reach for it. But he went, he swung really hard and picked it up and hit it over a wide long one.
Back-to-back boundaries coming forward, beaten outside the off stump. The keeper in Smith spectacularly plucking off the bails. But of course, Etienne was there, planted, the back foot I would think, planted, no harm done. So 2 hefty blows by Etienne, 1 a cut behind point for 4, and then a big 6. I would think that went to about 90 yards. Good hit.
Yeah, positive intent by Ronald Etienne.
He's off the back foot, turns it up on the onside. There goes for a very quick single. They get it. Good running. And again, when you put pressure on the fielder, is whether that fielder has sufficient composure to keep his eyes on the ball and see the ball get into his hand before seeking to throw it. The over comes to an end. 4 overs gone. It's now 20 for 1. They're scoring at 5 runs per over.
Yeah, good backing up by Andrew there. He was really quick off the mark and very quickly they was able to come through for that single, which was a safe one. So Etienne look, as we said before, very positive. Having 3 attacking shots being played, even from the first delivery when he tried to hit over a backward square position, I was able to hit one over backward point and be able to hit one over wide long one for 6. So his intention is very clear in terms of being positive. It will be important St. Mark's to actually put a good score, on the card. So at least give the bowlers something to work with. Etienne coming at number 3. Really is intent on pushing the score ahead.
Yeah, there seems to be a change of bowling from the far end, refill, hasn't there?
Yes, that seemed to be.
Alexander is out of the bowling attack. So
Denroy Charles, our right arm off spinner. He's also one that would have played for Grenada. So they do have some experience in the team. Just make sure.
Yes, so Etienne, who's off to a rousing start, he's on 11.
And Denroy Charles.
So it's going to be Denroy Charles. I think this is going to be a good contest here. Etienne tend to be middling the ball very well. He's off the back foot, opens the face of the bat, glides it down to a short third man and gets a single. I think you like what you've seen so far with Etienne, haven't you?
Yeah, most definitely. That positiveness, and he's looking for runs as he came back and steered this one down to a fine third man. The feel at third man having to move to his left. So he's also looking for the singles.
So they're just changing around the field to accommodate the left-handed Andrew, Sean Andrew. So here outside the off stump, ball did get a bit of bounce and turn. Goes into the glove of the keeper Smith. Hits that in the air. The fielder going back, won't make it into a catch. Not going to go over. Yes, it does in fact go over the boundary line, and that's 4. Well, he lifted that over the infield, and the ball dribbling over the boundary line. 4 runs to Andrew. Takes his total now to 11. And St. Mark they've just picked up the momentum a bit.
Yeah, pitched up, and Andrew was under this one and hit it over long on. And it just dropped a few meters inside the boundary and picked up another 4.
Yes,
Just trying to confirm that looked like Davis Charles, that off spinner. That's coming from that southern end. Again, he's hitting this one down to long off.
So interesting. They will. They tell you not to run on a misfield, and well, Andrew doesn't seem to be very happy at all because he felt he could have gotten the second run. You can see he literally flung the bat out of his hand with disgust, and immediately the most senior of the two has come down and just said to him, "Hey, we do have mix-up. Don't get so angry. No naughtiness displayed." They touch glove and bat, and they'll go back to their respective creases. So it's Davis Charles once more, off spin. He's going to be bowling to Etienne this time, and Etienne is left in that. Oh, that's a magnificent shot. That's a fine shot. It's gone all the way down to backward square. He just thrust the left bat down and across and swung it with the tide, and it went soaring over the deep backward square boundary. That's six. That's the second six he is hitting his innings of 18. 1-4 in the process, 32 for 1, and some 5 overs gone.
Yeah, lovely shot by Etienne. He really went down and picked it up with a turn and hit it sweetly over a backward square, probably mid-wicket forward. It went down to the boundary for 4, but you can see that he was really in full control, and it's very clear that Etienne intention is to be positive. He's going to put away the bad ball. And he certainly is playing well.
Yeah, he's certainly in a no-nonsense mood at all. That was a lovely shot, really lovely. Put the left bat down and slightly across, and played with the tide because it's a conventional off-spinner, and lifted that behind square on the leg side, and it went soaring over the boundary line. Good hit. Will be a 6 anywhere in the world. So, change of bowling from the northern or Dabo end, and John Olive is going to be preparing to bowl to Sean Andrew, who is on 12. That's a hit. Fine hit through the covers. Gonna go for 4. Yes, it does. 4 runs.
A lovely shot over pitch, and Andrew really hit that sweetly to the cover. Not a man move as it flashed across the outfield. Beautiful shot by Andrew.
It's just tapped on the head there on the helmet by Etienne, as if to say, "Well done, lad, well done. That was a lovely, glorious shot." Oh, they're now motoring along. Gone to 36. Beautiful shot. I think this is the definition of fine batsmanship. Really lovely to see and rather pleasing on the eyes. So Olive again to Andrew. Left alone outside the off stump.
Yeah.
Rather careful about that one.
Yeah, good judgment by Andrew there. And that one just moving further away outside the off stump, and he picked it up and just allowed it to go through. Good batting.
Yeah, these two look good. Gosh, I mean, just for the love of cricket and batsmanship, I would just love to see them just bat for some time. Beautiful. Outside the off stump, good delivery, and should have been coming across and trying to cover the line in Andrew. He was on the back foot, seemed to like to play the drive on the back foot rather than coming forward and driving. His footwork wasn't very good that last time around. Etienne was just leaning on his back with a sense of pleasure, I would think. A sense of accomplishment, but still got a long way ahead to go. Driven, fine shot. That's a lovely shot down the ground. It's not going to go right to the boundary. It's going to be cut off just inside. They will come back for the second run too, and so 2 more. That one was pitched up. Didn't look to hit it along the ground, but lifted it over the bowler's head and got 2.
Yeah, very good shot, and he hit it straight. What was important there that he played it straight, so it went back just over mid off, just to the right of the bowler, and he picked up 2 runs. But again, positive intention by both batsmen.
So the mid-off fielder is pushed back to long off. Well bowled, well played. You could see as if Andrew wanted to go maybe for the big booming drive, and then saw it was not there in the slot, and in a very nice, stylish, orthodox manner pushed it out to short mid-off. Well played. It's a good delivery too.
Yeah, and good adjustment by bringing back the mid off the long off.
He was looking to cut that one. Dennis Smith is in fact standing up. Took the bail off. Over comes to an end. 18 to 18. Shion Andrew is 18. Both batsmen on 18. And after 6 overs, it's a 38 for 1.
Yeah, and this pair is looking very well. I think both batsmen looking very, very confident. Etienne coming in at number 3 would have sort of changed the tide, having lost the early wicket, and he came in being very positive. Hit so far 2 sixes, and really is looking positive, and certainly would have changed the dimension of how things have been going. We are seeing now that St. Patrick's is paying a lot of attention now in terms of the field placing, pushing 6 overs being bowled, so just pushing the fielders out. Long off, we have a cover point on the boundary, and we have a cover on the boundary. So again, the offside field, 5 players on the offside, cover point on the boundary, you have a cover on the boundary, a long off on the boundary, and then you have a short cover and a wide third man, short third man.
So 36-38 in the power play, Raphael.
Yeah, 38. The fact that you only have lost 1 wicket, you could develop, you could pick up from there. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, but the gentleman coming in to bowl now is Dennis George, and it's a good veteran. Model of consistency, driven up, push up on the outside, they go through for a single, get it. Good, nice, positive play there. Just pushed it out on the offside and called each other through for the single very quickly. I think the backing up on the part of Andrew was very well. Etienne saw the opportunity and called him through.
Yeah, very good running, and one must mention the backing up of Andrew. He had been very good off the blocks. That run looked dangerous when it started, but it made it rather easily.
Yeah, that's right. Looked at first, but both batsmen did respond rather quickly. The good thing is too, they're communicating in the middle. Down the leg side, looking to flick it, maybe down to fine leg, doesn't make contact. Smith collects behind the stumps. Wide. Thank you, Raphael. Missed it. That's why we've got fellow commentators, right? Looking to pull that. Doesn't make contact.
And Dennis George, as you say, really is a veteran. He's one that would have served us so many years. A very good bowler, and he actually played for the West Indies Beat A team.
Hits that. That's gone a long way. That's a fine shot. Hey, that's 6. Beautiful.
A superb shot. Really well played. He picked it up and hit it beautifully over a long one. And the fielder just had to stand and look at it as it went over his head. But a really, really good shot. Yes,
he gazed at it in a very helpless manner. Not with admiration, of course. And that went sailing over his head. It went for 6. Clean hit. Off the back foot, looking to pull that down to fine leg. They've gone for 1. They're not going to come back for the second. The return comes in, and they get 1. So we've seen a couple of good boundaries.
Yeah, and what was interesting there is that it's not really the big swing, but the timing of that ball,
Yes.
that went really, really well over long on it. He really played a very good shot.
He's gone to the quarter century mark. He's on 25. Don't know why we haven't made that an official landmark in cricket. 25, 50, 75, 100. Yes, they're going to come through for the single. They get it. Beautiful cricket. This is what you call good, sensible cricket.
Yeah.
Just pushed up on the offside, just square, and they call for the single. Olive, I think it was coming in, was it? And realizing that he was beaten by the sprint of the two players, uses footballing skill to kick the ball into the keeper. By that time, they got home.
Yeah, one of the things about Etienne is that his knowledge of the game. He understands the game, and you can see it happening outside in how he plays.
Cut, back cuts, fine shot. It's not going to go all the way. It's going to be pulled up just inside. They come back for the second run. That's all they'll be. As they return one bounce to the keeper, they get two. This one was just pulled back in length, and he eased onto the back foot and back cut it. And it went down to the wideish third man boundary. So he's gone by 2 to 27. And after 8, the 50 has come up. It's 50 for 1.
Yeah, very good shot by Andrew, and this is how you play the square cut. That he came across, he was on top of it and hit it down to backward point. He's really playing beautifully. He's a young player that came on the scene not too long ago, maybe around 2018. He came play for St. Mark's, and I can remember him playing one of the inter-parish games here. And the shots you are seeing him play, we all ask where this player came from. He looked well, but what we are seeing today, really tell us that is a player that has a tremendous talent.
Yeah, I like what I see. Gosh, that 6 was an absolutely marvelous hit. It wasn't any big wallop, but just came forward, got it from the middle of the bat, and it went soaring over that long on area. So it would be Olive. Ball right up in the block hole. Ooh, he was backing up quite a bit there, Sean. Andrew, and had to scamper back as Olive picked up the ball rather quickly on his follow through.
Yeah, good delivery, right up, and the batsman Andrew, they had to come down on it. Good feeling by the bowler.
Pushed up to long on, will get a single. Really good, sensible batting by these two. They've not done anything rash, Rifel, have they?
No, they really have played sensible cricket. This is what is important. And if we look at the game being played at a higher level, one of the things that we are concerned about is in terms of sensible cricket being played. They're actually playing the ball on its merit. They are positive, but still they have been making really good decisions in terms of shot making.
So Rifel Crony is going to give way to Kerry Frank, and then I'll be giving way to Justin Hector, who hails from the parish of St. John and doesn't seem to want to leave the parish at all, seem to want to remain there for the rest of his life. Why shouldn't he? Lovely parish it is.
The beautiful parish of St. John, fishing capital of Grenada. So I wouldn't be too disappointed in Hector. On a morning he can stroll down to the bay to get some fresh fish. So what's better than that?
Hit down to the long off area, we'll get a single. Is Andrew takes his tally now to 26. Kerry, is he known to do any fishing at all? Is Justin?
Well,
No?
I know Justin is known to be a man of many skills, and we would want to be presumptuous to think that being from the parish of St. John, very close to the sea, you wake up here in the sea breaking in not too far distance, you should have some experience in the fishing department.
Well, I tell you what, he's going to be on within a minute or two, and there is no way he's not going to comment about something that is pertinent to St. John.
A very proud resident of the great parish of St. John.
So the field is slightly more spread than it was a little earlier on. Of course, we're out of the power play now. We're in over number 8. This is the final delivery coming up.
And I think knowing St. Patrick, they're a team that likes to stifle the batting team, and so far the partnership between Andrew and Etienne, it has been quite good. 44 runs partnership. Shion Andrews is looking quite good. Ronald Etienne is being Ronald Etienne, you know what he's known for throughout his career, bossing the action out there in the middle. He looks a bit, you know, maybe compared to 10 years ago, or more on the heavy set side, but that also hasn't really limited his movement between the wickets, and he's moving quite quickly. And I think it must be a good experience for young Andrew to be batting with Etienne.
Yeah, well, of course, he's much more powerful now, even hit the ball much harder. We're getting ready for over number 9, so the halfway period just seemed to be looming just ahead. Justin Hector is going to replace me alongside Kerry Frank.
We see it's another over from the veteran Dennis Sawyer George. He is resuming action from the southern end. A bowler that normally likes to keep it tight. He went for 12 in his first over, so he'll be certainly looking to pull it back a bit. And before we welcome Justin, I just want to say happy birthday to Iman Alexander. He opened the bowling for St. Patrick's on the southern end. A very good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years, from under 15, under 19, come through representing Grenada senior cricket. So happy birthday to Iman Alexander, out of Moncton in St. Andrew, now representing the great parish of St. Patrick here in the NLA GPL T20.
Yes, these relatively young men, they've been around for such a long time. It seemed like eternity. So too is this man, Sawyer, Dennis George, and Pula, with 2 good friends really, and he may just get the better of Etienne on this occasion. Yes, he does. Well, Etienne looking to hike him over the onside, and just succeeded in getting it towards him, and came off the boundary. And I know there will be some talk between these 2 guys. Really 2 good friends, eh?
Yes.
Etienne and Dennis George.
And then to complete the catch, to make it a 3-man party, is Wavell Benjamin, who is quite a character, as we see Etienne reaching for that one and held up a bit in the wind because there's a heavy wind coming across the ground, and we see Wavell Benjamin, he steadies himself under the ball, completing the catch. So Etienne is dismissed for 22, 53 for 2. He disappointed himself in getting out at that stage of the inning when they seem to have been on top of the conditions. But he goes wicket to Dennis Sawyer George, and replacing the Ronald Etienne will be the captain, Micah Narayan.
Yeah, Micah. Of course, it's important that Micah be out there together with Andrew, the young man. Of course, the mentorship, and they all would have come from Terry in Redmond, and Redmond is an interesting place. Of course, it is in St. Patrick, and apart from that, the pitch is basically where the guys play cricket is virtually the main road, and there are houses on both sides, so it is amazing. Well, I guess a lot of windows got smashed and everything else. But it's a community thing where everybody plays cricket, and cricket is everything.
Yes, and I think we should also know that Redmond, you can regard it as a cricket factory. Because when you go up there, everybody at all age spectrum, they're involved in the cricket. And not only the males, but you have the females quite animated behind the team. Normally, Redmond, whether it's a cricket club or St. Max as a parish, they're always well supported, and I know that there are a number of persons looking at us now on the live. So if you're looking at us and you're from the parish of St. Patrick's and St. Max, give us some love on the live, and also comment where you're watching us from, because we know you're quite passionate about your cricket, and we want to big up the people of the northern part of St. Max and the whole of St. Max, and by extension also St. Patrick's, because as you know, Redmond is technically across the river and located in the parish of St. Patrick's, but to get there you must go to St. Mark's.
Of course, George, outside the some Micah just allow need to go through, and of course, because of the new normal, Kerry, we know they would have liked to be here. They would have been here in numbers with St. Mark playing today, coming to support their own. and a delivery again around the off stump, and there's no run. So we're in over now, over number 9, and one extra so far. So they've been pretty tidy. Micah Narayan hasn't yet scored. Shananju, he's on 28. He's looked good. And delivery outside the horses when getting the bottom edge of the bat. That will challenge the fielder at backward point. And basically can't pull it back. It goes into the boundary. And a valiant chase, but no way could he have pulled this one back. And when we noticed 2 carries there, the old field seemed to be quickening quite a bit. It was a bit slow this morning, quite sluggish. Sometimes when the ball landed, it really didn't go anywhere. But it seemed to be quite nice now.
Yeah, I think also it's sort of a 2 sides of the wicket has different characteristics, because if you're playing from our hitting the ball towards the offside, which is a right from our position, it tends to be a bit slower, but coming downhill here it's quick, pretty fast straight.
George, who has normally been a pretty difficult proposition, difficult man to get away. He bowled left arm orthodox over the wicket. And it's been usually want to describe him as almost a double jointed individual. If you look at his hands, delivery into the leg stump this time and put up on the onside. It does have a hand. The hand seem to just fell very loosely, but very good control in his bowling as he completes another over. In fact, he's bowled 2 overs, 16 runs, a bit expensive for his standard, but he picked up one of the wickets.
Yeah, he would have gone for 12 in his first over, and this one went for 4 runs and the important wicket of Ronald Etienne. So he would be feeling much better after the second over compared to the first, as we see another veteran player in the likes of John Olive, who also has a colourful and record here in local cricket, who would have played for the under-15s, under-19s, would have been a national player, and he's now playing his trades, looking to lend some experience and some support to the efforts of St. Patrick's in the NLA GPL T20. So St. Patrick's, they're looking to sort of rein in its conditions now. 9 overs, 57 for 2, just over 6 runs and over, looking to see how much they can stifle the St. Mark's batting effort.
And missing, looking to delivery just maybe drifting down the leg side, the ball going between bat and pad, and so he didn't get a wide, but he's lucky to get away a little bit earlier. A chance probably for a run out, which was really badly marked by the keeper. So, but he's looked good though, Andrew.
Yeah, and I think it was nice to see the captain, Micah Narayan, just going down and have a word with him, tell him to keep level-headed and play the ball in its merit.
John Olive has bowled pretty smartly, you know. He has mixed his pace up. He has used the crease well. He has bowled that wider delivery slanting across the left-hander, and really didn't given him much opportunities in terms of hitting the ball down the ground, as Andrew seemed to like to do.
Yeah, I think when you get older and you lose the pace, you tend to have to look at more variations, both speed and the use of the crease, and I think he's quite done well now by John Olive.
Yes, and again, as he pitched up and struck down the ground towards the wide long on, and the fielder coming across to his left to do the fielding, and it was a single. So he goes to 29, and it's important that Sheehan, who's been there now from the start, stays there.
Yeah, I think they need a partnership, because you have the likes of the exciting Sunil Narayan, Nairan Belfon, who can swing the bat a bit, but they will be expecting these 2 guys, Narayan and Andrew, to bat for a long period of time, getting close as possible to the 20 over.
I want to tell you, Kerry, that, and you really well, Pastor Bob must be listening. I've posted my catches, you know, on Facebook when I've been to the rocks fishing. I've done pretty well. I must say. So, he pitched up, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm asking for the goodly pasta. I think you can bring him down some of the catches tomorrow.
Well,
you know, so
yes,
I'm thinking he's from Manjalu, not very close to the sea, so I think he'll quite appreciate it.
Why don't you join me?
I will pass on those words to Pastor Worm. The invitation to Pastor Worm.
Yes, I've done pretty well for myself. I thought, so I wanted to show the world, so I posted it on Facebook. Yeah. Some of the names of the fishes I can't quite tell you, but yeah, I know there was some butterfish, there was some hinds. Pretty good catch, yeah?
Oh, very good. Fresh fish
Yeah.
is always a delicacy here in this part of the world.
Right. So I'll use some of my vacation now again. So to do some fishing again. Maybe this time, Pastor will have proof that that's up. Here is Olive on his way again to bowl two. This time to Narain. Narain gets a good delivery, a yorker, and almost had to dig it out, almost falling over. And he doesn't score. So that brings up the end of another John Olive over. It's the end of 3. At the end of it, he has bowled 3 overs, 10 runs. Been quite tight, and that's what experience can do, as you said. So at the end of that over, 29 is Shian Andrew, 4 is Narain, 58 for 2. It's the latest score here.
Yeah, the halfway stage, St. Mark's, the 58 for 2 is a solid start, but just going on the 6 runs and over. They would be looking to push it on because, anything in the vicinity of 140, 150 here on this wicket can be a competitive total, but it's going to be a challenge to get there with the guile and experience of the St. Mark's bowling unit. As we see a change of bowling from the southern end, it looks like Denroy Charles. He will take up the action from the southern end. He bowled 1 over previously, none for 12. But he's back to replace Dennis George, who we think will be bowling towards the end of the inning because he sort of specializes in those death bowling situation. Has a lot of guts. He tends to bowl the ball wicket to wicket and makes it difficult as possible for the batsman with his variation and drift and guile.
So Charles will start his second. Delivery just tucked the left hander up. Your delivery bounced and turned a bit. And Andrew didn't quite negotiate it too well. Ball bouncing away on the offside. And of course, the diminutive wicketkeeper Dennis Smith is a pretty decent custodian behind the stump. It's Charles to Andrew again, who is standing up straight and just playing it out on the offside. And Alexander, who is at extra cover, does the fielding. There is no run. So we're midway into the 11th over, getting it midway into the 11th over, and goes for it and pulls it down behind square on the onside. There will be a chase on for the fielder down there. He comes across well, but bobbles it over the boundary.
Effort there from
And it goes for 4. Who is there? He's
that
not
looks
Olive.
like Davis Charles.
Davis Charles,
Poor
right,
effort there
yes.
from the big man down there on the boundary. He
Yeah.
got her wrong, but was not able to complete the fielding, giving away 2 extra runs and 4 welcome runs for St. Mark's in their quest to post a competitive total here at the National Stadium.
Yes. It brings into question there are 2 charts. Did Davis bowl the first over? Anyway, we'll have to
No,
we'll
Davis
look
Charles
at that.
hasn't bowled as yet because they have quite a few Charles. There's Denroy Charles and Davis Charles, but Denroy Charles is bowling now, and the misfield is done on the boundary there by Davis Charles. If I'm correct, I think they're actually brothers, so
Yeah,
I'll
so
just have to confirm that. And
yeah, he hasn't bowled. He was not the one bowling the first time.
no, the first opening the bowling would have
Right.
been Iman Alexander from the southern end.
Now the change, there was a change in bowling and right anyway, but a single down towards long on, and there is no run. But we'll confirm that.
Yeah, they changed. Denroy Charles came in on bowl. He was the first change bowler, so he bowled the first over from the first change from the southern end, and now he's back to the second. So 5 bowlers so far, and
Yes.
1 Charles to bowl. The next Charles is yet to bowl. He's also a decent off-break bowler, and he'll be looking to make his contribution probably in the later stage of the innings.
Well, I guess when you're not here, you will confirm it. But I did think he bowled the first over, but we'll see. Anyway, here is Denroy on his way to bowl to. Michael looking to
Mikey.
swing it over the onside. And we're just beginning to feel that they need to press on the gas a bit. They need to move on. It's 58. We're in the 11th over. Nearing the end of the 11th over.
Yeah, that was a agricultural swipe there from Narain, taking one outside the off stump with the ball coming into him, but he's looking to hit to the bigger side of the boundary and also hitting in the wind. So if he's to hit the big shot, it's probably straight down the ground or through the offside because there's a lot of miles to clear on the onside to cross the ropes.
Michael Narain waits for Charles, and delivery which is just played up quietly on the onside. So that brings up the end of another good over. And at the end of it, after 11, St. St. Mark, who I should say, we're so close that we're almost two of the same, Kerry.
Yeah, well, geography will dictate that, political boundaries, demarcation will dictate that it's two parishes, but every-wise, the people of St. Mark's and St. John's is literally one big community, and if you're driving up the West Coast, you may not even pay recognition that you left St. John's and entering St. Mark's and vice versa. So it's quite a unique people, because Moran is actually one of the communities on the boundary between the two parishes. You're in Moran, next few minutes, Moran St. John's, and literally a few seconds later, you're in Moran St. Mark's. So the people there, very closely knit parishes, quite close together, bordering parishes. They're the West Coast parishes, and it's no surprise to hear one parish being called for the other.
Yes, that's Olive Bow's a full toss, and that's hit down towards wide mid-on. It will just bounce away close to the boundary. It goes for 2. They probably will come back for the 3rd. No. So they finally doesn't come back for it. So it's 2 to Andrew. And Andrew moves into he's on 36. And as you say, you live in Maran, which is in St. John, but your electoral boundary, you have to vote in St. Mark. So it's like that.
Yeah, and I think we should also note that St. Patrick's, they have a lot of options up their hand, because so far they've used 5 bowlers, but we've yet to see the captain there on Hippolyte, who is can be considered as a specialist off-spin bowler. We've also haven't seen Davis Charles, so they've quite a few options up their sleeve that he think. But so far, the John Olive, he has been quite decent. Into his 4 over, none for 12, and he 13 dot balls out of 20. So the captain will be quite pleased with the proceedings. So he can afford to have Olive bowled right through.
Outside the off stump again, and there's one area probably where Andrew has struggled with that delivery just close to the off stump, and maybe probably just bouncing a bit and looking to cut balls which are a little bit too close to him, and he has struggled a bit in that area. But apart from that, he's looked quite fluid. So he's on 36. Here's Olive, was had into a very good spell coming to the end of it, and a delivery pitched up. He likes it there.
Yes.
And just plays it up towards the fielder coming off the long on boundary. And there's a single there for him to take him on to 37. 4 to Narayan, who comes back on strike. 66 for 2.
Yeah, because most of the big shots you'd have seen from Andrew is down the ground, and once it's pitched up, it's always an invitation for him that he accepts. He'd have hit a big towering 6 off Dennis George from the previous end, so he certainly likes the ball up in his half and would not turn down an opportunity to go downtown.
Yeah, well, but he sometimes should remind him that he's already in town. Or not quite. Anyway, here is a delivery outside the off. That's coming back into Michael Narayan. Where was he going? I don't know. A delivery just bubbled away on the offside, and anything in the vicinity of Sawyer, George, you really has to be careful with your running. Excellent fieldsman he is. It's no run, so there's a little chatter between the 2 batsmen, and we just we calming each other, settle down. So, still a lot of time. We're just into over number 12. It after this. Here is Olive on his way again to Micah, who's not found his timing so far in this inning. A little struggle timing the ball, so he can't score. Olive is in as finished 4. And with pretty good returns. Although he haven't taken a wicket, 4 overs for 13 runs, it's quite acceptable.
Yeah, well, when you have 24 deliveries to bowl in this form of cricket, and you look at the scorecard, 16 dot deliveries, and just conceding 13 runs, going just over 3 runs and over. At this level of cricket, economy rate of 3.25 runs and over is quite acceptable, and the captain would accept that on any given day. As we see the conditions, it's quite beautiful that we have we see a kite. The Easter season is around the corner, and kite flying at the stadium around cricket is synonymous. Even in the national games, you see those kites buzzing above. So the conditions is quite beautiful outside, and it's certainly a wonderful day. We'd love to have had you down here at the national stadiums, but due to the protocols in place, we ask you to enjoy from the company of your home, as we try to keep it safe and to ensure that we can rebound and we can get back to normal as possible. But everyone has to play their role in ensuring that Grenada remains in its situation currently, and we keep things under covers.
And Yes, Kerry, that's so true, and we're so happy to carry this broadcast to the living rooms or wherever, whether mobile you're following this broadcast, this cast, and delivery which is played up on the offside again, and there's no run. We hope we painted the type of picture that would make it such that you're home, yes, but we brought the atmosphere. We certainly painted the right picture for you. As Charles gets a delivery turned away on the onside. Oh, and the single did that. Oh, and had he picked that up, that would have been interesting, because Michael for a moment was just ambling down the wicket and had to hurry a bit. In the end, all well, ends well.
Yeah, I think it's not the first time we've seen a slight bit of miscommunication with the two batsmen outside there. So they'll be hoping that their means of separation is not a run out, because it's just been a few overs they've been together. But I think that's probably the second or third opportunity.
And this is blasted down to mid wicket. It will go into the boundary for 4. It was a delivery over pitched, and Micah Narain likes it in that area. He really hit it beautifully through the mid wicket area. And it went away for 4 to take him on to 8 and to take the total on to 71 for 2. We were in over number 13 of 20.
Yes, you see the replay. Micah just take that one just slightly outside the off stump, and his favorite area through the mid wicket area. As we see the fielder there now is placed a bit straighter in mid wicket, trying to close that gap in short mid wicket, and we have the fielder down there on the mid wicket boundary. So a bit of protection in that area of the bowling of Denroy Charles,
who again this time is swept now just towards that fieldsman, just maybe about 15 meters away to his right, but not with the same power, and he was able to come forward and to his left to do the fielding and limit the batsman to a single, to limit Michael to a single, to take him on to 10. He should be on 10. Extras 1, so they've been pretty tidy, in fact. Yes, probably the most St. George's did transgress a little more probably for what we've seen during the course of the day. And here is a delivery who goes high and not much distance on it. That should be taken. It is taken. So there goes the wicket of Andrew. He's gone for 38 and he's played his hand well, but just not getting hold of this one. But smart bowling by Charles. In fact, he seemed to have just slowed it up a bit and pushed it a little wider. Therefore, the batsman, as we look at it, couldn't quite get hold of it, and a simple catch in the end for the fielder coming off the boundary. And that's Marlon Henry taking the catch. Good to see Marlon still around, though.
Yeah, it's good to see those guys playing the cricket. Being quite good at it for a number of years, and still continuing to play the game that they love. And as we said, it's a very veteran team, some senior experience here, and Marlon Henry making it very easy. You know, some other younger player might have decided to rush it and think but he was very calm under the ball, collected himself, steadied himself, and just calmly accepted the catch. As you see the new batsman making his way to the middle, that would be Sunil Narain. Quite a talented individual. You know, the name Sunil Narain from Trinidad and Tobago, Kolkata Knight Riders, the West Indies. This is Sunil Narain from Redmond in St. Patrick's, St. Mark's, Grenada.
/St. Mark.
/St. Mark.
Yeah. And so Denroy Charles succeeded. He's in his third over, just one delivery to go to complete that third over. He's gone for 23 runs so far, 1 wicket, and just getting the wicket of the man who's been really the cog, the wheel behind the St. Mark drive so far. So they're on 72 for 3. And one anticipate a really interesting game. Remember what the last game here with St. Mark played, it was a real ding dong bottle. He went right down to the wire. In fact, he said it past the wire, went down to the rim. As a delivery which is played up on the offside, and to bring up the end of another over by Denroy Charles. And at the end of it, St. Mark, they're soldiering on. They're 72 for 3. There is still some batting in the hut.
Yes, you still have the long handles to be used in the hut. Nyron Belfon, he can hit the ball a long way. Kenroy Peters, he can also tonk the ball a long way. And I think the bulk of the batting will be left from them. You have Gangadine, quite decent players, but not known for the power hitting. But I think after 13 overs, Belfon and Peters will be hoping that these two they can bat for a few more overs, get the score up, and then they can use the long handle in the end, probably to help their team to about a 130, 140 score, which can be quite competitive here with the knowing that the type of skill bowlers in the St. Mark outfit. So 135, 140 can be an interesting chase for St. Mark, but they will be hoping to see if they can probably eke out a few more. As we see the captain, he decides to bring himself on, that is Darren Hippolyte. He will be on for his first over, which is over number 14.
Yes, and of course, with 7 overs, still the possibility of 150. Yeah, 7 overs, another 70, 80 runs per yeah, it's still in the realms of possibility.
Yeah, it's in the realms of possibility, but it's going to get some getting, knowing that when you look at the bowling card, they still have 2 overs to be bowled by Dennis George. You don't see Dennis George going for 10 runs on over, 12 runs on over in his final 2. So they would have to really look to get that from maybe another bowler.
And a delivery shorter side the off stump, and probably Sunil, if he has probably has been in for a few more deliveries, may have done better with that.
Yeah, he just came and he just put his bat off it. You know, the other more talented batsmen probably would have just leaned back a bit, wait for the ball to come, hit the ball at the last moment as possible, and get it between the fielder there who's in short third man and backward point, because there's a big gap there, and it's just about getting the timing right and the placement right to find that gap.
I think it's when you're talking about talent and you're talking about Sunil Narayan, I think it's a case of him just getting a feel of things, or just having faced 2 deliveries. I think. Short delivery again and just tuck it into the outside. They go through for a quick single. The return coming again. George rushing in from just behind point on the offside, and good judging of a run.
Yeah, very good run in there from Mike Narayan. He judged a single quite well. He was able to beat the show of George coming in from the backward point reach, and George pouncing on that quickly. But now Micah, he was able to get to the crease quite quickly.
Yes, so Micah is back on strike, and he will continue facing the skipper, Hippolyte. Hippolyte bowling left arm over the wicket from the northern end. In fact, sorry, right arm around the wicket from the northern end. Where did I see this left hand? Pulled between down towards mid wicket, and there is no run. Or just optical illusion or something on my mind, I don't know. In fact, my judgment may have left me. So.
As we see the singles, they're being picked up with quite regularity, you know. We'll be hoping St. Mark's for their case maybe add a few boundaries between that. As we see another single there, Mike Canary trouble.
Oh, no!
Down Hippolyte, what are you doing? All he had to do was to collect the return. As we see the replay, Sunil just played the ball in front of him. Micah went scampering down. He was left stranded in the middle of the pitch. Turn. Hippolyte had to collect and just effect probably what would have been the easiest run out in the history of cricket. But there he goes, missed that golden opportunity to get rid of Micah Narayan.
Another good delivery by Hippolyte, but I think maybe in the exuberance, the return could have just been lobbed to him and he would have had enough time. And I guess he wasn't sure about the pace at which the ball came off the turf, and therefore he was almost going backward in collecting the delivery. And this sort of broke everything up. Yeah,
the ball did come in some ferocity from Dennis George in the backward point, actually an overarm throw, and you probably would have thought, as you said, maybe an arm throw collected right over the stumps, but the ball actually dropped a few yards in front of the stumps and picked up some pace off the pitch, and in excuse to he probably will tell you that the ball was just he just eluded him on the bounce, but there goes the opportunity for St. Patrick's to really tighten their grip on the game, but Micah Narayan lives to fight another day.
73 for 4. We're in over number 15. The start of over number 15. The delivery which is swung down towards Aqua Square. The fielder shot fine leg and a good bit of fielding by Fraser down there, and a good return too, putting Micah Narayan under some pressure as he completed the single, which was in fact Dennis George as there, in fact not even Fraser, as Dennis George, who is surprisingly to me now is in the down behind the batsman on the onside. It's been mostly towards the backward point, filling around the backward point area during the duration of the game. So here is Charles on his way, and a delivery which is looking to swing arm on the onside. How is that, says the bowler, and umpire Man Warren remains on move. So there is what might be signal leg by, or did he get some bat onto it? well leg by signal there by the umpire. So another extra, which extra goes on to 2, 76 for 3, and certainly the action is beginning to pick up, Pastor. As I welcome you back, and here's a powerful hit. He really got into this one, Micah Narain. It was pitched up, it was there for it, and he launched it over long on. All the fielder could have done was to look at his soul over his head. And another good hit by Narain. Take the score into the 80s. It's on 82. Narain now has gone to 17, 1-2 to Sunil. And certainly, Pastor, it's in that time now where the action starts.
Yeah, it's something like the happy hour, isn't it?
So Charles flicking the ball from hand to hand, which is turned away down on the onside, and chased for it by George down behind square, and then another powerful return. Sometimes this powerful returns, Pastor, does work against you, as we saw with you run out.
Yeah, but he was on target.
Yes, indeed he was.
Covered ground very quickly across to his left. One of the senior players on the team, but gosh, he's as effervescent and energetic like anybody else.
Remind of it is our GBSS. The freeze ball him. It's very simple. A delivery which was outside the off stump, and Sunil looking to just probably play defensively, and the ball coming off probably too defensively. The ball, we'll have a look at it coming off the inner portion of the bat and going back onto the stump. Of course, yes, just nothing short in the end.
Yes, just taking the inside portion. And when he was dismissed, he actually looked at the bat as if to say, "Oh, you really let me down."
Bad servant.
Yes, but he has to go. I thought he looked for a moment as if he was seeking to run the ball down to third man. That's what it looked like. The ball turned into him and came on a little quicker than expected. Took the inside edge and dislodged the bails.
Biblically, Pastor, we've come to hear, "Oh, we're good and faithful servant." Can't say this about the bat. It's not say that. Say, "Oh, bad servant, you didn't serve me well at all on this occasion."
Well, he's got it in his hands.
Okay.
It was his responsibility to wield it properly. Didn't do a good job at it at all.
Correct. Well, one gone. There's a 83 for 4. That will just probably 9 in the 2 games we've seen him. Sunil hasn't looked the part. I don't know. Just struggling a bit from the last time I saw him over the last game, and you can see him now. He's not looking a very happy man. But it's interesting to see how St. Mark go from there. We're in the 15th over. There'll be 5 after that. Probably 130. As delivery which is played in the air just over the head of Charles, and it goes down towards long on, and there's a single for the new batsman, who is Kenroy Peters. Big man, does like to hit it hard, and does have the ability to hit it a long way, and he's on one at the end of the 15th. At the end he's 84 for 4.
Well, Peters would fancy his time at the crease as a very important one. 85 for 4. That's 84 for 4.
Yeah.
And with some 5 overs to go, I think you have to begin to think now that they would want to up the tempo. Not careless, not just gear abandonment, but they need to be selective. First, they got to get past that landmark, which is 100. And then after that, you want to push ahead. Your last 3 overs, you want your last 3 overs to yield about 30, between 25 and 30 runs. Now that's important. But if you've got tail enders, if you lose wicket, then it's more likely that you'll get that kind of score.
And again, then who we want to call your dead bowlers, or your best bowlers probably would be on or at just about that time. And I think St. Patrick did a fairly good job at the way they use their bowlers during the innings. Now Dennis George still has 2. And who else? So there's still some. The captain has just had his first over, didn't bowl a bad over. So therefore there are some bowlers that St. Mark will have to contend with if they're going to get up to 120, 130. Delivery outside the off stump, and Peters goes for a booming up. Then he's out, caught behind. Well, given the umpire does take his time, Pastor, to make the decision. But it was a really wild shot outside the off stump. It was short, it was outside the off stump. He had a lot of time to hit it wherever he probably wanted as we look at it, the delivery.
It's short,
Yeah.
it's cuttable, and took just a very thin edge. And from the moment that Smith took the catch, you could see he was dancing and jumping in jubilation. And umpire Warren said, "That's out."
Well, you look at it again, he looked a little bit bemused. But both the bowler and the batsman were pretty sure there was an edge. And he has to go. So it's 5 for 84, 84 for 5. 5 for 84 is not being Australian. What I know you'd have had some of those discussions. Type of say, is it 84 for 5 or is it 5 for 84?
I think either way you look at it over the years, the Australians, they tend to give the wicket first, how many wickets have fallen and how many runs on the board. The conventional British style and other styles across the world suggest that you give the runs first and the wicket come after. Well, when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do, because if you go to Australia, they expect you to say the wickets first and then you call the runs after.
Correct. The chicken or the egg. Yeah, so Dennis George has effected a breakthrough, and out comes Nyron Belfone. He is expected to probably use the long handle. That's his style. It will be very interesting to see how it goes from here. It's 84 for 5. It's an interesting stage of the game, very important stage of the game. Terry George, Nyron fishing outside the off stump, and Dennis Smith as always looking for an opportunity to effect a stumping or something. He's been pretty neat so far during the innings. If you outside the off stump again, this time dabbed away down behind point on the offside. What was he looking?
Yeah, both batsmen ran into each other's path, and it looked rather comical as they were trying to evade each other's path, and had a bit of a collision. But all is well at the end.
And the Frees are just daring them to go. As George left arm, he'll go between the umpire and the stumps. Comes in and doesn't deliver. Maybe just not too comfortable. And dead ball signaled by the umpire. We're still 85 for 5. 18 it is to Michael Narain. Nyron Belfone is 1. And really good figures by the bowlers. Spread out over the inning so far. Short outside the off stump. But not really making the type of use he should have made. He could have at least gotten that down to the sweeper. Didn't do so. Here is another delivery on target, and Narain can only come forward and push it up on the onside.
It was well bowled.
On the offside.
Well played too.
Indeed. George between the umpire and the stump again. This time and delivery reaches a loud appeal for LBW, but this time the umpire is not answering in the affirmatives, only to signal the end of another over, the end of the 16th. So with 4 to go, 85 for 5, and we could have probably one of those ding dong, those Tantimol type of experiences this evening again, chasing a low total.
Oh, you can never tell. I think we'll have Kerry Frank is lining up with an interview shortly, and once, of course, they're ready, we're gonna let them in.
Yes, of course. Probably really wanting to have a little chat with the young Andrew. So, whatever happen, it'll be interesting finish this afternoon. Alexander started, and he bowled 2 overs for 7.
Okay, so let's go to Kerry Frank.
All right, we here on the Bungtree side interview with Shion Andrew. Shion, you got a bit of start today. How was it out there in the middle?
Well, the wicket batting good and thing, but the ball really coming through and save thing. So you have to stay back a little and stuff.
All right. The first game you didn't get much runs. I got a few more today, 30 plus. I think about 38. Happy with the personal performance?
Yeah, man. Well, the last game I was injured and my hand didn't think well and things. So over the past few weeks I was working on my injury and then after come here today and I come to get runs and stuff.
All right. The team so far they're struggling. They're just about 90 plus with a few more overs to go. Assessing the conditions out there in the middle. With what you think would be a competitive total for you guys to defend?
Well, to me, between 125 to 140 is a good total because they have some good batsmen, but we have pretty good bowlers to back it up and stuff.
All right. Playing in this tournament, maybe one of the only tournaments happening now in the situation we're facing with COVID. Excited to be part of this tournament?
Yeah, I'm excited to make St. Mark's team and come out here and do my best and to help the team win some games. But we come here to win, so we come here to.
All right, it's just your second game in the tournament. Still about 3 more games to go. What can we expect from Shion Andrew and St. Mark's for the rest of the matches?
Well, I come here to make runs and stuff, so we will see during all the tournament.
All right, so you said about 125, 140. What is it like in St. Mark's in terms of your guys' preparation? How has it been preparing for this tournament in between matches?
Well, the skipper is working and stuff, so he find times so we could train and stuff. So he take day off to train us and things. So management come, everybody comes in training.
All right, Shion, we're going to wish you and St. Mark's all the best in this match and the other matches in the tournament. So all the best, and once again, congrats on your knock today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so that's it from pitch side. Back up to our commentators.
Yeah, well, back up here. Well done, Shion. Had a pretty decent score today. Total has moved on to 92 for 5. And it's quite obvious that these two in Belfon and Ryan will have to do a bit of restoration for St. Mark, who, in case you missed it, won the toss and decided to bat.
Yes, and so far it's 92 for 5. As Charles flicks the ball from hand to hand, and delivery launches high into the air, maybe a height, not much distance. The fielder is settling under it. He will take the catch, he does, and takes it rather securely. As here was Narain looking to push it on. Came just down the track a bit, but didn't get the distance past her. Just getting a bit underneath it, and hit it high. And it's going down towards the fielder and coming off the long on boundary. Judged it well and took a rather easy catch.
Yes.
Took it well in the end.
But it was airborne for quite some time. And they may look simple, but sometimes they're more difficult than they really appear. The thing is that when he hit the ball, it was still on the up. And that's the reason why it spiraled and went so high into the air, because it was still coming up and he hit it with the upward mobility of the ball. It went sky high, catch taken, 1 more wicket gone, 6 down for 92.
Yeah, 92 for 6, and probably St. John just probably St. Mark probably just losing their way in the last 2 or 3 overs at a point in time when they probably should be pushing on. And St. Patrick has done pretty well in just pegging them back, but not only pegging them back, but picking up a couple of wickets. As you see, Alexander coming back. So it will be very interesting to see whether they can probably reach a 120, 130. This will make for a very, very interesting chase by St. Patrick.
But they bowled well, to be fair with them, and the catching has been pretty good too. It's been pretty good.
So
Outfield cricket, I think where it really fell apart was when Etienne went. That was a big blow, big wicket.
and he just wrapped on the pad, looking to turn away on the onside. That looked like Ganga, who's that? Clinton Mack, yeah. Mack was coming, and it's not yet scored. So 92 for 6. We're in over number 18. And here is Alexander ball to Mack. Mack cuts it away on the offside. And George, it has to be down behind point on the offside, and just overrunning. Probably wanting to keep this a little bit. I mean, in this type of cricket, faster you don't do these things. Take the single and you look for another, but he's overrun and rather dismissive in the manner in which he turned the single down.
Yeah, you've got to be always looking at what's going on, keeping your eyes on the ball. And when a ball is not dead as it, you don't keep your eyes off it. There was, in fact, an opportunity for a second run and overthrow, but his back was, in fact, turned away from the play, so to speak. So, though there was the opportunity, it was forfeited.
Delivery, which was this time going down the leg side, and will be signal wide, and he's wide, and takes the score closer to the 100. 94 for 6. We're just coming up to midway in over number 18. Aaron Belfone is on 8. Mark is on 1, and going to go for a big heave somewhere, probably over the onside or anyway. Doesn't really matter for him.
Might have reached us up in the commentary booth.
Well, probably gone over the comboot wall, you know. That would have been no. I don't think we'll come to the stadium and see somebody go over this comboot pass. No.
Has to be a mammoth hit.
We're outside the off stump again, and he probably just looking to hit the ball too hard, not just looking to place the ball or to get the ball onto the bat, which is necessary in a time like this. Acres of space down on the onside. We eyeing those areas. Delivery wide again outside the off stump and signal wide, so extras contributing 4 so far. So 95 for 6. Sent Mark. Batting first here. Here is Alexander again, and Belfon looking to drive it again, looking to hit it hard. But the experienced Alexander really keeping a tight rein on him. As the left arm turns and begins left arm over the wicket, and a delivery which is caught. A bit of irresponsible cricket there but that's the way he plays the game, and he's gone. Should have gone back for the second. Probably would not have been on strike. It's an evil of the game, and the game punishes you past that. So many times you would have seen that.
Yeah, a simple catch at the point area. Just went onto the back foot and didn't seem to be very enthusiastic about what he was doing. He walks back and looks rather disconsolate, looks a little agitated too. And so the 7th wicket has fallen?
Yes, the 7th has gone. Yes, and this brings Gangadin to the crease. So 7 for 9, 95 for 7. Yeah. So Gangadin comes out, and I thought, yes, going back, you see, and this things do count, but going back to the attempted second run, the overthrow, you know. My thinking is that he was saying to the young man, listen, leave that up to me. I'm not going to come back. I'll stay here.
You forfeit an extra run.
Yeah.
And very often, there's an old taxi driver that lived in an adjacent village to me. I'll give you a little story about that. But on his taxi was marked, every drop cost something.
Yes.
I remember that.
I've seen it.
If you're in the age group that I am in, and you lived in the St. George's area, you will remember that, gentleman.
Well, there's probably still a taxi that marks that.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, in very recent time I would have seen it on a vehicle.
Interesting that.
Every drop cost something, yeah? Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you the story behind it. I was coming from Manjaloo, going to Manjaloo from GBSS, Grenada Boys Secondary School, and saw the car approaching. I was very tired, knew he was going in my direction, and
in the air again.
Would it be taken?
He dropped it. Well, that looked like Fraser coming up the boundary there.
Yeah, that was simple. And the Queen of England would have taken that catch. Wasn't that difficult at all. He came under it, settled nicely under it, and just bubbled out, really.
Yes. Yeah. This time delivery played out towards the deep extra cover region. The fielder comes out the boundary and does the fielding. So we'll be in for some fun with the lower order. 97 for 7 there in the 100. And we're in over number 19, number 17, number 19, yeah? And here is a delivery. He's down the track and tucks it through mid wicket. There will be one. Would they attempt the second? No, they won't. I don't think they will. No. Get back in, Mr. Gangadin. And back he got. And total of 98. It will be very difficult to see them getting probably more than 100 and maybe more than 110 from here, Pastor.
Yes. They look a little bit jaded coming to the back end of the building.
As
of
George
the innings.
cleans him up.
Ooh.
A delivery.
Fine delivery. Yorker right up in the block hole. He played over and around about it. And George just went through a triumphant thump into the air. And so another wicket has fallen. And they've now lost, how many of them? They've lost 8, haven't they?
8, yes, 8 of them.
Yes.
And 98 for 8.
Yeah, just going back to my little story, and I did ask the gentleman to give me a lift to Manjaloo, and I got the lift, not quite to Manjaloo, but to Richmond Hill area. And when I came out of the vehicle, did ask me which school I was going to, and I said to him, I go to the Grenada Boys Secondary School. He said, is it the grammar school you were going to? And I said, yes. And he said to me, well, can you read? I said, yes, sir, I can read. So he said, please read what's written on my vehicle. And I'm a little schoolboy at 15, said every drop costs something. So he looked at me and said, do you know what you have to do? And I'm still ignorant, not knowing what the gentleman meant. And actually was saying to me I was supposed to pay.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
Oh my golly, what a thing.
That's what it was, yeah. George comes in again this time outside the off stump, and Anju, who has come in, Keldon Anju, had very little idea about this one, and it's taken by the keeper. So with 1 over to go, we down 98 for 8, and the question is how many can they get in this final over? We somewhere between 100 and 110, 105. I don't know.
They'll want to make this a big over.
Yeah.
This last over, final over, you'd want to make it big. So if you can get 10 or 12, it's always better to see that a victory target is 110 rather than 101. So make this as big as possible. They got a couple wickets still intact. 6 balls to get, maybe about 10 or 12 runs. That's going to put a little bit more respectability to the total. It stands now at 98 for 8.
Yeah, it will be very difficult. Alexander has been pretty tight so far. Alexander would have bowled 3 overs for just 10 runs with on 1 wicket. So according to the law of averages, probably due for a big one. But can they do it? Well, started well, delivery outside the off stump, and the batsman can't get bat onto it. Clifton Mark is not out on 3. So just 5 balls left. Mary no wides and no extras. Delivery again, very very tight on the off stump, and the batsman can do no more than to push it up towards cover. And there's no run. Fielded by the captain Hippolyte out there. As Alexander turns again and moves in. Just breeze just fluttering in his seeing if I'm just fluttering in the breeze as he bowls. And another very tight delivery. So 3 down, not a run yet in the over.
They probably would not get up to the 100 mark, would they?
Yeah, that's another thing that's in the reckoning. As Alexander turns and moves in again, left arm over the wicket to bowl to Mark, and Mark looking to pull that around again and can't do no more than probably just toe-ended it, and it's as it goes out towards Hippolyte filling there in the extra cover region. So far very good over for St. Patrick, and certainly the experienced heads have worked for them today. So the which is lovely bit of improvisation. He gone high. Marlon is coming around underneath it. He takes it, he drops it. In fact, realizing that he would have gone over they boundary with it, and they got 2. So that was good improvisation though. And are they going to attempt the third? They should have. I mean, really and truly, they should have gone for 3 passes. So a lot of action in this.
Yes, and they've gone past the 100.
Good. Yes,
In the meantime, they got to 102 now. For
100, yeah.
Sorry, so
Yes,
is
the
it
100 has
100,
come
I
up.
beg your pardon. Exactly 100.
100, yes. Exactly 100. With just 1 delivery to go.
Well, that was right down in the deep backward square area, covered
Yes.
ground very well, took the catch,
Mhm.
and then realizing that, well, might go over the boundary line.
Yes, Marlon Henry, who is himself a former national player, did pretty well down there. And this time, one of the best results they can hope for. The ball coming off the edge of the bat, and they must come back for 2. He's very close. It will be close, Smith, and diving in and getting in. So 102, they have gotten to, and at the end of 20, and it's not a very big score, Pastor. It's something, the type of score that can really create excitement.
I think they'll be disappointed with this because at one time they looked as if they would probably get to 130, 140 with Etienne batting very well and Andrews. They both looked very well indeed. But once Etienne went, that's when things just seemed to have fallen apart a bit. I understand that he was aggressive. I still think that, the way he got out wasn't quite necessary. Gosh, of course, if it had come off, everybody would have applauded him. But it didn't come off, and he held out down in the deep. But it was a fine innings, and they always say to you that runs on the board are already runs on the board. It doesn't look a big total. It's 102, but it's quite gettable, and they should just think about playing good, sensible cricket and get there.
Yeah. Well, another, so 102, 103 would be the target, and we're just waiting to join the interview down at the lower level, and very soon we'll have an interview with John Olive, who we've spoken to.
All right, we're here with John Olive, one of the players from the St. Patrick's outfit. John, 102 for 9 in 20 overs. Good effort by your guys.
Yeah, very well, considering the start that the St. Max team had. We know that they have the firepower, in order to give us a very defendable total, but as it is now, I think we should have it covered.
The conditions out there, what was it like?
I mean, it's good conditions for batting, I can say. There is no movement of the wicket. Hopefully, we can get this over with.
All right, you yourself, you have done quite well. Went wicketless, but I think you'll be pleased with your overall effort. None for 13 in 4 overs, certainly an excellent performance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been playing cricket for too long to know not to come back from that start I had. I mean, first ball, getting hit from a rookie for 4, I had to come back. And I think at the end, I had a very good spell.
All right, well, John, once again, congratulations on your performance, and we wish St. Patrick's all the best as they chase 103 for victory. So good luck in the second half.
All right, man, thanks.
All right, so that's it from the pitch side. Back to our commentators.
Yeah, so that's what the St. Mark's scorecard looked like. Stephen Granger was he made 2. He was caught Dennis Smith bowled Fraser for 2. He faced 8 balls. Sean Andrew was caught Marlon Henry bowled Denroy Charles for 38. Roland Etienne, he went caught Benjamin bowled George for 22. Narayan contributed 18 before he was caught Benjamin bowled Davis Charles. Sunil Narayan, yeah, correct. He was bowled by Denroy Charles for 1. He lasted only 7 deliveries. Kenroy Peters didn't stay very long either. He was caught Smith bowled Hippolyte for 1. Nyron Belfon caught Davis Charles bowled Alexander for 8. Clifton Mack was not out on 7. Gangadin was bowled by Hippolyte for 1. And Keldan Andrew, he was not out on not. So that left us with a total of 102. St. Mark, there were 4 of these were extras. The bowling figures, Iman Alexander, he completed 4 overs, no maiden, 14 runs, 1 wicket. Fraser, 2 overs, no maidens, 13 runs, 1 wicket. Denroy Charles, 4 overs, no maidens, 32 runs, 2 wickets. John Olive, 4 overs, no maidens, 13 runs, no wicket. Dennis George, 2 overs for 16 runs, 1 wicket. And Dyron Hippolyte, 3 overs, no maidens, 6 runs, 2 wickets. Davis Charles, 1 over, no maiden, 7 runs, 1 wicket. Probably surprising to see that Dennis Charles didn't complete 4.
Yeah, well,
Dennis George. Yeah.
but by and large, all the other bowlers were economical too. So I think the captain and the players of St. Patrick's will be pretty pleased with the overall performance. They scored 102 for 8 of their 20, so means that St. Patrick's will have to chase down that total. They've got to get 103 for victory.
Yes, and we will see how that go. Very soon we expect the teams will be back out for the second half of this encounter, and St. Mark will really have to be on top of the game if they are to prevent St. Patrick from running away with this one. Until that happens, we'll be here to bring it to you. So please join us in a few minutes for the continuation of this game.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money.
To the jackpot galore. Play more, win more, have more fun.
With more jackpot money,
Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 game, the jackpot keep growing and growing.
I'm growing.
more jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Fans of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique's diverse marine life and excellent dive sites still have the opportunity to enjoy the Pure Grenada Dive Fest as the 4th edition goes virtual. Following the cancellation of the physical event this year due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Grenada Scuba Diving Association, supported by the Grenada Tourism Authority and Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association, decided to host a virtual experience for everyone looking forward to the festival over the next 4 weeks. President of the Grenada Scuba Divers Association, Christine Finney, says from the 25th of September to the 25th of October, enthusiasts can follow the virtual action by tuning into Pure Diving's Facebook or Instagram profiles at Grenada Pure Diving.
We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, a lot of things to share, and a lot of platforms that we hope we can get people involved anyway. So take people on some virtual tours, that's becoming a much bigger thing in the COVID era, to get people online, to get people engaged. And then we can see underwater without actually having to be underwater, so to speak, which I think will appeal to a number of Grenadians as well. And we're hoping to kind of encourage some more local participation, as well as getting our visitors overseas who are really dying to be back and be underwater to kind of get them some little teasers and some little tasters, and to give them some competitions and maybe see themselves in a video or see themselves in a photo and see if we can get some engagement and just some excitement. We have very healthy reef that still exists in both Grenada and Carriacou, and our coastal reefs we still have, because we are generally a low volume destination. When our visitors come, they get very exclusive, very personalized experiences interacting with our reef in a very eco-friendly, sustainable, non-touch, no-take kind of way. So our sea fan diversity, our sponge diversity, our coral diversity, we're going to be talking about all of these things and showing some great examples. We have some of the best reefs in the region and definitely in the Caribbean as well, and that's feedback that we get from our international guests on a very regular basis.
Pure Dive Fest launched on 25th September, coinciding with the anniversary of the sinking of the Tyrrell Bay wreck. She is the latest addition to the destination's wreck lovers portfolio of amazing dive sites in Grenada and Carriacou. A video was posted on social media to share the story about her interesting service life to the people of Grenada, her clean sinking, and her continued contribution to the destination as a popular attraction and an artificial reef. The GSDA president also announced that Beginners Dive Day will be the only live event this year.
Our Beginners Dive Day, which really focuses on our local dive market, kind of giving Grenadians the experience to see what it means to try to learn to dive, what the first kind of day experience looks like, what the equipment looks like, and we're going to get some of our local kind of known personalities in the pool with some instructors to give that experience a try in a way that we can kind of present that to the public. So super important, and we make a big ask that if anybody's even remotely interested, that you get online on Instagram or Facebook, go to Grenada Pure Diving or Grenada Pure Diving. If you Google that, you're going to come up with our website as well. It includes our COVID protocols if anyone's got interest in that and you want to make sure we're doing our thing. We definitely have a thorough protocol that we vetted. Our member shops are ready and open for business, but we just need to make sure that we're doing it in a safe way. So there's a lot of information and a lot of good stuff to share, and we're just excited to get that out there, and we hope we can get some participation.
Pure Dive Fest 2020 culminates on the 59th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic of the Caribbean, the Bianca C, on October 24. Nautical assistant Chanel Sandy says the GTA is happy to support the virtual Pure Grenada Dive Fest this year. As a PADI certified diver, she also encouraged residents to explore our underwater world.
I started diving about 10-11 years ago. I have an interest for the sea, and working at the GTA in the Nautical Development Department, dealing with water, got me even more involved in loving the ocean. And I started diving about 2-3 years ago, certified, and now I'm getting to be an advanced diver. I'm really excited about that, and hopefully getting certified in other areas in diving.
Presently, 5 out of a total of 9 dive operators in the destination are open for business, and this is a great time for locals to learn to dive and for visitors to see what makes diving in Grenada so popular. For the Grenada
not a good start at all.
Yeah, first delivery by Belfont down the leg side. The keeper having to move to his left. Yeah, was able to stop it, not to collect completely. So St. Patrick's is off the mark. They're one without loss. Trying to get to 102 for victory, which will give them the first 4 points of the tournament.
So we have Benjamin and Davis Charles opening up the innings here for St. Patrick's. And we're on Belfont. Left arm seamer. Again down the leg side. Another bat take down the leg side. They get, in fact, a single. Signal a wide by the umpire. So he's certainly not getting it right, is Belfont.
Yeah, St. Mark's will need to be very disciplined in their bowling. And the start we are seeing by Belfont, I don't think is what they would want to see. 2 wides.
That would have been good for a left-handed batsman, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would be the line for the left-handed
That's
batsman. Right. Just moving further away down the leg side. Just probably need to just have try to pitch it maybe just around the off stump there. Just outside the off stump.
So he moves in again. That one wraps him on the pad, just slanting down the leg side. And ball taking the pad, really, no appeal from any of the players.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you have the batsman playing that ball coming back into him. Good length, and as we spoke before about the ball coming back into the bat, just outside the off stump, coming back in, which will create more problem for the batsman. I think this is sort of line you'd be looking to bowl.
Well bowled this time. Pitch just about middle and off stump. And Benjamin is equal to the task, just came forward and pushed it back along the top, along the track. He really batted very well, bat and pad close together. It's going to be a testing time, I would think, for this opening pair, but a modest total they've got to go after. See no reason why it shouldn't be pulled off. We might just have a early end today. Turn behind square on the leg side will in fact get the first run of the bat. So Benjamin is off the mark. He's on 1. 2 he's gone to now, beg your pardon. Charles comes in to strike.
And again the ball slanting down the leg side. Just need to be a little further off the off stump. The batsman coming forward and walking it easy down the backward square and picking up an easy single.
Yeah, sometimes when a left arm swing bowler is not really getting it right, he will decide to go round the wicket rather than over the wicket, as in fact is being now done by Belfont coming over the wicket. Good bounce, let's carry it. The appeal for cut behind is gone. Cut behind. It did in fact rear. Got it picture perfect this time. And he played at it, sparred at it. And so Charles goes caught by the wicketkeeper without scoring. And St. Patrick's, they've lost their first wicket. It's 4 for 1.
Yeah, lovely delivery. First delivery that was bowled on just outside the off stump there, and you could see the batsman there. Charles was really no man's land. He didn't go forward, he didn't go back, but just stood up and just tried to take away the bat, but it was much too late.
Yes. So they were in jubilation. Everybody went up. There was obviously a nick. And so that's the end of Benjamin. Sorry, Charles. And Dennis Smith, in fact, would now come in. And of course, he is very much a veteran. He's been around the game for quite a long time now. I remember him as a teenager, playing in the inter-secondary schools competition. He is in fact gone on to play in the regional tournament. So Dennis Smith has now joined Wavell Benjamin. They've lost a wicket early. This, I hope, doesn't put the cat among the pigeons.
Yeah, and good bowling by Benjamin, and see again hitting off stump, just outside the off stump. Batsman had to play, and really was caught in no man's land.
Good shot, really driven straight, but the stumps were in the way, and I believe it would have gone between the mid-off and mid-on fielder straight back down the ground. Now that's the disadvantage of hitting it too straight.
Yeah, good shot by Dennis Smith. They look very confident there, but Benjamin shouldn't be too put off about that. It was a fairly good length delivery. It just played well, and this is sort of delivery that could just move the other way and easily take the outside edge. But good shot by Smith.
This one driven up to mid-on, full toss, but didn't really hit it with a great deal of conviction. The over comes to an end, so that's the end of the first over. Just 4 runs yielded from the first one, but a wicket has fallen.
Yeah, and it's important. St. Mark's will have to be taking wicket constantly. Only 102 runs, only 103 that is needed for victory. And they have started well, picking up a wicket in the first over. And they will have to continue really being penetrative, hitting a good line, just to make it difficult for St. Patrick's. As Ronald Williams, to pick it up from that southern end. I think they would be trying to, keep bowling one side of the wicket, trying to hit it, just off stump and just outside, and try to keep things as tight as possible.
Yeah, he's not built. We did, in fact, made that comment some time ago. And Ronald Ball here, not built really as the typical fast bowler on the slender side, but he's got a relatively long run up. We're going to tell you probably about how many paces. It looks to me like about 15, 16 to get to the wicket. I'm going to count it to see whether I got it right. How much you saying, Raphael?
Probably might be just a bit more than that. I would say 12.
Well, that was 17. Oh, he's dropped him. Delivery that was climbing down the leg side, and he was looking to swing that. That's Benjamin. Must have gotten maybe a glove on its way to the keeper, who dropped the catch. Oh, they're disconsolate. Shouldn't have happened.
Yes, simple catch down the leg side, and really have been a bad miss by the keeper.
Oh, Sean Andrews wouldn't be happy with that at all. Just showing what he should have done.
A bad miss.
Oh, that would have been 2 for 4. Wow. Well, William goes back, moves once more forward. Good approach to the wicket. Bowls and pushes it out to mid-off, and there is no run. Gosh, every bowler would like to get a wicket in his very first delivery. That was right there for the taking.
Yeah, Williams again is one of the young players. Also is a hard worker from St. Mark's. He did very well at the under 19 level. He bowled pretty quickly, and as you said that he's slim and built, but he's have a lot of stamina. He's really good bowler.
And he's got a lovely approach to the wicket too. And one was short and right around the rib cage area.
Yeah, and have the ability to move the ball both ways, particularly the ball leaving the right-handed batsman. So he could be a handful hitting it right here this afternoon.
That's nice. It's not very often you find a young bowler who can really move it both ways, away and into the batsman. Nice to know that he can do that. That one was coming into the right-handed batsman. He pulls that to the forward square area. That's 4 runs through mid-wicket. It was short and it was pullable. And Benjamin rocked on the back foot and gave it the treatment it deserved. And it went into the boundary for 4. So Benjamin has gone to 6. And the total has now moved on to 8 for 1.
Yeah, good shot, a short delivery, and he hit it well through mid wicket, and that went down to the boundary for 4. And every run scored from now, Benjamin is going to hurt the keeper.
Oh yes, certainly will. Live that. That's not where he wanted that to go, but it's going to go very close to the boundary. It's going to be pulled up just inside. The return is going to come to the non-strikers end. They come back for what would be the 3rd run.
Yeah, good run in there, and this one was pitched up and hit over cover, and was able to pick up 3 runs. Good running. That's positive.
Don't know if there was a little bit of away movement with that ball, but certainly didn't look to hit it there in that cover area.
Yeah, I agree. Looking to hit it straight, and it just moved away a bit, and it went through the covers.
Flashing drive outside the off stump. Saw it, eyes lit up, but it was much too wide. One of those deliveries that should have been advised just to leave alone, but Smith went after it. So the over completed. 2 overs gone, 11 for 1.
Yes, and St. Patrick just have to 11 for 1 in 2 overs. They only have to chase 102, so there's no need for any rush. But a normal batting really should give you that score with quite an amount of ease. So they just had to keep concentrating, play each ball on its merit, and really try to get as close to the score as possible.
Yeah, the game of cricket is a very strange game, you see. They always tell you that runs on the board. They're already there. Oh, here is a no over. That's going to go into the boundary. It will be signaled by the umpire 4 wides. It was a quick delivery. And down the leg side, the keeper went across, tried, couldn't stop it, couldn't hold onto it. And it has gone into the boundary. All 4 wides.
Yeah, another badly lined delivery as we look at Benjamin comes in here, and you could see him just pulling out way down the leg side, and really the keeper trying to take it there, just went over his hands and went down for 4 extras.
This time he's beaten him outside the off stump. Good line, good length. And Benjamin played something of a nothing shot really. He didn't push and probe at it. Didn't go fishing. Just sort of stood there and was rather stoic about the shot. The ball went into the gloves of the keeper.
Yeah, this is the sort of line we want to see from Benjamin. Again, pitching just over the off stump and leaving the right-handed batsman as he came forward.
Yeah, he's bowling a little pacey here this afternoon. Oh, that's a full toss. I think it's going to be called a no ball. But it goes in the air. Etienne is after it. They will come back for the 2nd run. Let's see whether the umpire is going to signal that as being above the waist area. He doesn't. I would love to see that replay again, really, as to how close it was to the waistline. What's your thought?
Yeah, borderline. Just
okay,
could have gone anywhere.
In that case, you got to give the umpire his benefit. We know for sure that if it were Dennis Smith batting at that end, it would have been called a
Dennis
no ball.
Smith certainly would above the waistline. Yeah.
So Benjamin is 11. Smith is yet to score. And the current run rate is 7.71. You need just under 5 in terms of the run rate required for victory. They go to for a very quick single. They'll get it in the end. Good cricket. Just pushed it with soft hand up to wideish mid-off. Called for the single. And Smith responded very well. Turned out to be comfortable in the end because the fielder from extra cover had to cover grounds about 15-20 yards. So they had sufficient time to cross for the single. Would not have been in a sense of danger at all. Driven up to mid-off Etienne. Yeah, good feeling there by Etienne because the ball was traveling rather quickly.
Yeah, good positive shot played as the ball pitch up and Smith hit it well down to mid-off. Etienne had to move quickly to his right, tumbling stop, but he saved it. Again, it shows that again the pitch is playing. It's beautiful for batting. You know, you just need to, as I say, you know, be sensible in terms of your batting and play the ball on its merit.
It's interesting though because Smith has hit a couple of shots, both of which deserve runs, but hasn't scored yet. Good Yorker, right up in the block hole, digs it out to Smith, gets his first run, and played it sensibly out to short cover. Got a single, but he's middled. Pretty okay so far. It's not that it's estranged of him middling the ball. Good cricketer. Really felt that his batting could have come along much more than it has over the years.
Yes, I think that's one of the disappointment in Dennis Smith. He does show that he have tremendous ability, but being able to convert that into scoring runs, I think that's one of his weakness. I think he had some form of injury coming off, you know, the regional tournament last year. As you know, he played for Jamaica, and I know there was some injury and seemed to have slowed him down quite a bit. He was not able to get back onto the team for the Super 50 that just went. You know, so he has to relook his game and really try to get his game back in order, and an effort to really force his way back into one of the teams in the region again to pick up the position of keeping. But his batting, as you rightly say, have been one of the areas that we felt he should have done quite a lot better, based on the talent that he have been showing.
Yes, in fact, as a schoolboy, I think he must have scored a couple of centuries, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did well together with Ronald Leahy, and they would have played. They were players, you know, who were very dominant in the school tournaments.
Here is a no over by Williams. Short, wide signal by the umpire. This one was dug in. It was slanting down the leg side. The umpire said, "Hey, that was wide."
Yeah, a bit of ill-discipline by both bowlers. Williams, a little surprised knowing this type of bowler he is, but again trying to extract pace off the wicket, and I think you can see him running in, and in trying to do that, really he has not been able to keep this sort of line that we know he used to.
Turn up on the onside. They've got to go through for a quick single. They do so, and they get it. There've been some good running refill in the game. I thought that Etienne and Andrew, they ran pretty well between the wicket.
Yeah, very impressed with Andrew. His running between the wicket have been tremendous, to me, top class. And we are seeing signs of it in the St. Patrick's inning.
Down the leg side, wayward delivery by Williams. He wouldn't be happy with that at all. Benjamin just coming inside the line and allowing it to go by. The keeper having to tumble over to his left. Stopped it.
And really there's no rush for St. Patrick's. You only need 103, 23 for 1. And we are in the third over. So you just need to play sensibly from here, push it around.
Yeah, they're scoring over 7, so that's good enough. Opened the face of the bat nicely there. It was Benjamin and just glided it down to third man. Got a comfortable single. It really is good to see some form of sport played in the country. Now I don't think that there are any other sport that is being played competitively now. Raphael, if you do know of any, you'd let the audience know, let the listeners know rather.
Yeah, I don't think there is any, as far as I know. Cricket in the parishes, there's no cricket being played now. I know that teams have been training, doing some work. The track and field, I know that there are also some training in that area. Football is training, but in terms of competition, it's probably safe to say that cricket is the only one that is happening right now.
Delivery that is clipped off the pads. They've gone for one. Are they going to come back for the second? The return comes into the keeper's end, and Smith having to really rush back, and he did that with all his might and energy. And they got two, so two more to Smith. He's now gone on to 4. Yeah, just talking about how the pandemic has really impacted sports negatively. But there are a lot of sporting events taking place, albeit in their bubble and without crowd participation around the world. Cricket is being played, test matches, 1 days and 20 cricket. Driven up to mid-off. And of course, a bit of basketball, lawn tennis and other sports. The only thing that is missing, of course, is the spectatorship.
The crowd support, yes.
Yes.
Despite what happened, there will be a way for things to happen. We have seen it here in sport. As you said before, quite a bit of discipline is being played at the highest level at this moment, even though we are in the pandemic. But again, with the crowd not being able to come to the venue has not taken away anything really in terms of the competitive nature of the various sports.
Yes, but there is something, Raphael, about having a stadium, whether it's half full or full, obstreperous noise of the spectators and the energy and the excitement exuding does help players to perform to their max. It's 27 for 1 and 4 overs gone. Yeah, Raphael, there are some players that really depend on atmosphere to excel. The bigger the crowd, the more atmosphere, the adrenaline rush becomes more pronounced in their bodies, and they depend upon those kinds of atmospheres to perform well. Whereas there are other players that big crowds and big charge atmospheres can become very intimidating.
Yeah, and I guess you would have played at the highest level in Grenada and know what it is to play in front of a crowd. When you know that they have a crowd of people, whether it's 300 or 400 people watching outside, is a different feeling. It tells you that look, you have some support outside. There's some people is cheering you on, and you playing it. It adds so much to your cricket. You feel different. It encourages you, and that certainly is lacking now. But again, what is happening? The player will have to redirect the thoughts and the thinking and focus really on just playing the game, and try to leave the crowd out of it. You're thinking of the crowd now have to be out of the picture.
Yeah, you've got the really good players who can do that. And we got a really lovely, beautiful view of the stadium and the houses that you're seeing there that you just saw in the picture a little while ago. They were the houses at
it's 18.
Wraps him on the pad. There was a appeal for leg before, not given out. I thought that was sliding down the leg side. We're just talking about the Dabo Hills, of course, which back in the 50s and 60s you didn't see houses there at all, but now there are a plethora of houses. Good decision by the umpire. That was sliding down the leg side. Etienne off the back foot, French cut, gonna go behind the keeper. Let's see what the umpire says. It looked more like a French cut to me. Yes, so he did get an inside edge, and the ball went behind the keeper. The batsman had time to cross for 1.
Yeah, seemed to pass very close to the off stump as he was looking to cut there, and that ball taking probably the bottom edge.
Etienne to Smith. Glides the ball down to third man, thought about a single, then decided against it. Quite rightly too. Benjamin just waving off any decision for a single, saying no to Smith. It's Benjamin's call, of course, because the ball is going behind Smith. Caught, decide to be cutting at that ball and stifled appeal. Etienne was enthusiastic, just shouted to the umpire, howsy.
And the batsman should be pretty careful against Etienne. He's one of the strike bowlers, and you want to make sure that you take your time and play him easily. Is a bowler that can quickly turn the tide by the way he's bowling. He tends to bowl very tight, wicket to wicket, and you want to play more. It's only 4 overs, and you does not have a big total to chase. So one have to be very careful how they play Etienne. They should be very careful how they play him.
Shorter one, faster one, flatter trajectory, pushed through the arm, and the ball going out on the offside after being struck either on the pad or maybe the inner portion of the bat. The over comes to an end. So 5 overs gone. They're going at exactly 6 runs per over. It's 30 for 1.
Yeah, good tight over by Etienne, his first over, and you could see already that he's creating a little problem with the batsman, looking to cut and making no contact and being able to get a ball to rush through to hit the pad. So I think that's probably one of the main threats that the St. Patrick's team will have to look at, and it will be well advised that they be very careful playing Etienne.
Yeah, from the context of the game, Williams will bowl his 3rd over, none for 15, and let's say from the context of the game, a bit expensive. Moves into Smith. Smith turns that nicely down to deep fine leg, will get a comfortable single.
Yeah, and I thought that Micah probably would have come in just to release Williams. He didn't bowl the best. Micah again is another good bowler that moves the ball about, and you want to make sure that you give your quicker bowlers the opportunity with the new ball to try to extract whatever they can get off the wicket.
Driven out to extra cover. Good, nice drive. Got to the pitch of it and drove it. Ball travelled very quickly to extra cover. If he had pierced that field, would have gone to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, good confident drive by Benjamin. Mid off, extra cover on a backward point on the offside.
So he's got coverage to bring the ball up and pitch it on the off stump. This one, he threaded nicely through the extra cover area, and he doesn't bother to run because he knew that it was hit so sweetly as Leather and Willow met, and that ball raced to the extra cover boundary for 4. Fine shot.
Yeah, good shot by Benjamin there, and it wasn't really over pitch, but played through the line and hit it sweetly, and the cover just had to turn and run off side, but it was well struck, and it went down to the boundary for 4.
Beautiful. Here's Williams again. Turned up on the offside. Good sensible batting. Realizing that the fielder in Etienne was a bit extended at backward point. Played it with soft hands. And immediately called Smith for the single, and Smith responded. Was as alert as a monkey. Dashed down the track and got the single. This is good going by St. Patrick. They're going at just about 6.35 runs per over, which is good. They need just over 4 per over to bring them home. So I don't think the run rate is any real challenge. So Williams has missed his run up, has to abort it. Would go right back. What do you think his future is, Raphael, being a slender youngster and in the fast bowling category? He'll be obviously looking for a lot of rhythm rather than, strength, with as some of the bigger fast bowlers would have big shoulders and strong thighs. Looking to tuck that behind square on the leg side is Smith, succeeding in getting it on the thigh pad maybe, but they went through for a leg by.
Well, I think Williams have quite a bit going for him in that I think his run-up is pretty okay with his run-up. Maybe just a little other adjustment, but he looks pretty good. He gets to the wickets well. One thing that he just need to strengthen his body a bit more, so that he would be able to bowl maybe longer and even faster.
Well bowled.
So there's quite a bit he has going for him now. Some more work, some more strength work, probably some more endurance work, and just continue to keep working at his game. As you see, he just seem to be falling away outside the off stump. You want to be a little straight as he comes up. So just these little things that I think you need to work on and just to develop a little bit more strength. But at his age, I think he has done well. He has shown that really he has the ability, even at this age, to bowl long and to bowl a line. We are not seeing it today. Today, I think he's probably trying to bowl too quickly, and as such has strayed some delivery down the leg side and bowled some short delivery looking for some pace.
So these two, though, that's Benjamin and Smith, 18 and 6 respectively. They have begun to do a good repair job for St. Patrick. Etienne is bringing Smith forward and just opens the face of the bat and glided it down behind square on the offside.
Yeah, 37 for 1. Good going, but this whole strange game of cricket, anything can happen.
Down the track, driving out to extra cover. Good, nice flowing drive by Smith. Used his feet well. Got to the pitch of the ball and drove it nicely out to extra cover. Got a single. He deserved the single too. Yeah,
good use of the feet by Dennis Smith. They just came down and stroked it to cover and being able to pick up a single.
Yes, I really love to see players use their feet. I'm going to tell you something about this use the feet. Well, Sir Gary Sobers didn't come down the track. He had a very interesting philosophy, and any philosophy that Gary Sobers had when it came to cricket,
you have to give it some consideration.
You have to just not say anything critical about him at all, because he was such an outstanding player. His philosophy was the ball has to come to you, let it come. So you never see him dance down the pitch. And then besides that, he was a tall cricketer too, so he had reach. Of course, Brian Lara would not agree with him. Brian was always dancing down the pitch, and many of the shorter players just use their footwork to get to the pitch of the ball. And to me, it's a rather artistic thing too, the use of the feet.
Yeah.
End of the over, 38 for 1.
And actually, it's also said that the good dancers, players that use their feet very well. Yeah, being able to. Well, and we're not seeing it much happening today in terms of players chipping and dancing down to the ball and so forth. It seems as though it's something of the past, but as a good dancer, you're obviously supposed to be able to use your feet well.
Yeah, light on the feet, right?
Yeah, light on the feet.
But I don't know, they've got all sorts of dancing these days.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned dancers, they were very smooth on their feet. They had the Castian and the heel and toes.
Very light on the feet.
Now these days, when you get on the dance floor, it's bacchanal, isn't it? It's not the same. Quite a lot has changed with all the dance moves that we see in these days. Delivery that is pushed up on the offside will get a comfortable single as Micah Narayan is pulled into the attack. He's bowling from the southern the river road end. Of course, you've got the two ends, the Dabo end. Dabo, of course, there's a history behind this. In fact, this entire Queen's Park area with its sporting facilities, that's going to go down to third man. It's not going to get to the player. They will, in fact, get a single, but it was airborne for some time. Benjamin was looking to hit that over mid-wicket. It took the top half of the bat and went down to third man.
Yeah, he was not in control of that shot. Peeled off the edge and just dropped just in front of the fielder. That third man that had to come in. So he took it off of the first bounce. But one aspect that Narayan is the sort of bowler again that moves the ball away quite a bit. And he's going to continue to attack probably off some just out there.
Opens the face of the bat, glides it down to third man. They will come back for the second. The return comes in to the, well, if you want to call it the wrong end, should have been the non-striker's end. But it was not a strong, accurate return. And all is well that ends well. They get two. I was just talking about Dabo. And this entire area, inclusive of the Dabo Hills, was owned by one Miss Lucy Dabo and willed it to the people of Grenada for sporting activities. Going to come back to that. Delivery that is short, coming into the right-handed batsman. Plays it out on the offside. That's Dennis Smith. So in the earlier days, quite a lot of sporting activities took place here. I'm told for a brief moment that there was a bit of golf played in the very early days here at Queen's Park. A lot of kite flying, of course. Back in the 60s, there was the horse racing, which took place in this area. Pulled nicely down to the deep square position for four in front of square. That was a lovely shot. It was short, and he rocked onto the back foot, did Dennis Smith, and just in a beautiful manner, just lifted it in front of square, and it went to the boundary for four. Fine shot.
Yeah, beautiful shot by Smith. He actually got up on one leg and Gordon Green's style just clipped it, and it went over backward square down to the boundary for four. Lovely shot.
Yeah, and just going back, Rafael, I'm sure you remember the great days when we had several cricket pitches in this area. You must remember those days. We had the college ground, which is to the right of this area, and a couple other areas. So there could have been 3-4 matches being played at the Queen's Park at the same time.
Yeah, they actually was 4 venues. We had college ground. We had actually behind the galvanized was another ground. I think there was one further down, just to closer to Greenock. And so there was 4 grounds. I also think there was one where we now call, but where's the college ground there?
Yes, cricket was played there too.
Yes, also venue there. So we have quite a bit of venues that we had on this ground. And as you know, this place used to be packed with matches on the weekend.
Oh yes, great scene it used to be. Back then you had college ground with the matting laid over it, and a lot of bowlers wanted the matting on the wet side so it would skid off. Could be quick.
I think this is what made our cricketers before, they were so talented, and one would want to think that we had better players.
So
because of services.
Sorry, Rafael. Kevin Gangadine pulled into the attack. Yes, and that's why Grenada back then produced such a number of outstanding cricketers. Some have gone to the great beyond. You can think of so many names. Delivery that is hit up to long off will get a comfortable single there. Benjamin. So Gangadine he's tossing the ball. He's a youngster. He's going to learn, but he's not afraid to give it some flight.
No, I think what St. Mark's is aiming to do now is to get a breakthrough. They get one of these wickets, and anything can happen after that. But 47-48 for one is certainly good going by St. Patrick's, and they would be making all efforts to try to get a breakthrough at this point.
Yeah, Raphael, it's not very often you see a youngster giving the ball generous flight. It looks a little old-fashioned to see someone throwing the ball up in the air. This one is a little flatter. Ooh, that was well bowled. Really well bowled. Much flatter, faster. And Benjamin came forward, was beating all ends up. Keeper taking off the bails. Well bowled. So the last two deliveries that he's bowled have been flat in trajectory. Ooh, that one was short, just seemed to skid onto him. So that's the end of his first over. Just 5 runs coming off it. Sorry, 2 runs coming off it. It's 48 for 1, and 9 overs gone. And so St. Patrick's very much on course here. Some more thoughts from you, Raphael, and we'll also be joined by Justin Hector.
Yeah, very good start by St. Patrick's. They need another 55 runs for victory, and really that this partnership have been going pretty well. They lost an early wicket, but this pair has come together and they look fairly comfortable. The fact that although we have seen that last over from Gangadine, probably give the batsman Benjamin a bit of a trouble, but generally I think at 48 for 1 they should feel pretty comfortable with that at this moment.
Yeah, 9 overs, 48. I mean, that set them right on course. And I think if Smith and let's say bat for another 5 overs, they should be very well set there.
Yeah, this pair remain for the next 2 overs. I think at 60 odd for 1, would probably break the heart of the St. Mark's batting, and this is why this pair need to just stay around for a while. Smith is looking pretty good. I think he's looking pretty impressive, stroking the ball well, and he looks pretty confident at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. The ball is coming off the bat rather crisply. And St. Mark probably would ruin the fact that they probably didn't score another 20 runs. So we're in almost the middle stage of this innings, 10th over. Here is Micah Narayan into Smith. Smith off the backward, cracks it, but beautifully saved there by Nyron Belfon. Very good cricket all around. A spanking drive, square wicket on the offside, and Belfon tumbling away to his should be his stronger side, his left hand side, and making a good save.
Yeah, and it had Weevil Benjamin. He had to scamper in at the last moment to get in, and the keeper thought he was in the action for a bit, but Weevil Benjamin probably just got in just in time. So St. Patrick's there just closer to 50, 49 for 1. It's not been quite fluent batting because the bowling has been quite good, but they are in charge. Just 1 wicket down going after 103, and it's quite satisfied in their position in the match.
And that's the key area. We need to look at the wicket column, the key column. They haven't lost wickets, so they're not under no real pressure, and they're just picking the runs off as they get it. Very normal cricket from here, and probably it will get them there. So it's 49 for 1. So that landmark coming up. It's a partnership of 45, and in these circumstances, now that 50 partnership will come up, that 50 runs will come up, and really struggling is he really done himself in trying to get you for that quick single.
Yeah, it looks like it's some problem there. It's either cramps or maybe some muscle issues, hamstring issues or so. But he's called for some help from the dressing room, and it looks like could be a bit of a cramp. It's
seems to have held on to the hamstring though.
Yeah, so.
It's always it's hot out there, and
it's very humid conditions at the National Stadium just after 4 o'clock, and as the sun goes down. So Knowing that they have a game tomorrow, we will want to make sure that it's nothing serious that cannot as he seems to be in a bit of a pain as we see the replay. They're wincing a bit on the ground there, so it looks like certainly it's something serious, and the batsman is really in a discomforting position at the moment, and it's really unfortunate, an unfortunate sight to see on the field of cricket, but it looks like it's something serious there affecting the player from St. Patrick.
Yeah, and you see, in these conditions, you need to be well hydrated, and players make these mistakes of coming and not taking the fluids that they should before the game. Yeah, one could see that they're trying to see if they could, just loosen that up. But the way he held on to his hamstring too, but it seemed like he's just behind the calf, so it could be a muscle just above the knee. So he has to hope that it's not the hamstring. If it is, he'll really be in trouble.
Yeah, it could be just some cramps, I mean, those cramps can be quite severe, they just creep up on you in any moment and really lock down that part of the body, and he seems to have been getting in some fluids in, and still in a bit of pain as we see the fielder there, that's Ronald Etienne, trying to assist him to get his shoes back on, but I think it looks like he'd have to go off and be replaced by the next batsman in the hut. He's trying, he's a fighter, would want to continue, and we wait to see what is the outcome of the action in the middle.
Yeah, so we're not missing any action. In fact, just that player has gone down with what looked like some form of cramp, and
so
giving some attention out there.
Yeah, so we can probably take the opportunity to sort of preview tomorrow's action. Tomorrow we have two more big matches in the NLA GPL T20. We have matches number 7 and number 8. Number 7 from 9:30 in the morning. We have St. George's. They're coming up against St. Andrew. The capital parish versus the big parish. That should be certainly a big encounter. As I see my colleague Cisco here is Noel from Budge Grove, really excited to hear the big parish being mentioned, so I know she'll be excited for today's encounter. Tomorrow's encounter in the morning at 9:30, that is match number 7. St. George's versus St. Andrew in any form, whether it's cricket, whether it's football, track and field, cultural activities. A big parish versus the capital parish is always a big match on any fixture.
Indeed, always a big whether it's cricket, whether it's football, whether it's anything, whatever, athletics. It's always been that way.
And to add to the context in which they would meet tomorrow, they're both teams who are undefeated in the tournament. St. George's, they won the second match this morning. St. Andrew, they've won two matches on the first weekend. So it's a top of the table clash in match number 7 of the NLA GPL T20. And then match number 8, we see two powerhouses of cricket in Grenada. St. Patrick, they come up against St. David in what should be also another exciting encounter. So we encourage you to get your stuff organized early tomorrow and tune in to the Grenada Cricket Association Facebook page for lovely cricket here at the National Stadium in the NLA GPL T20.
Yeah. So seem like the Wavell Benjamin is little bit feeling a little better. We haven't seen him run yet since that, so we wait to see what will happen if he has to scamper. And batting with Dennis Smith is he does run quite a bit, and it puts a lot of pressure on you if you're not someone who is very swift between the wicket.
Yes, Dennis is a busy player. He's 17 of 26, just one boundary. Wavell Benjamin is at 2 boundaries. So the boundaries have not been coming in after win over number 10 and just 3 boundaries. So in that regard, St. Mark's will be sort of pleased, just 3 off, almost 10 overs, 3 boundaries in 59 balls with happy. But at the same time, it is all about the wickets, and the score 50 for 1 means that St. Patrick's just need another 53 in 10 overs. So wickets is all the currency, is the currency of the game at the moment.
Correct. So cutting just behind square on the offside, that will run pretty close to the boundary, as I said, and almost the field just looking almost like a golf course with the the bunkers and the green. We've seen in some areas where the ball would have just stopped after pitching, almost like when you hit like one of those wedge shots that just drop in golf. I don't know how well you probably play some golf in golf course in Ghana's career. I don't know if you try your hand at golf.
Well, nothing against the sport of golf, but when there is cricket, I think everything else is secondary. So
It's funny, most cricketers tends to mix, blend the golf, the swing and the bat swing and everything seem to tie into that type of motion.
yeah, I think cricket and golf goes hand in hand because a number of the players, the great players. So Isaac Vivian Riches, he would have been an added golf player himself. Brian Charles Lara. Many stories of his off days would be seen on the golf course getting in things. It's also a distressor, but the same context in terms of getting your swing right and so forth. But golf and cricket certainly has had a close relationship in the years gone by.
Probably. There's some more money floating around golf.
Well,
more lucrative, yeah?
Yeah, it's certainly not one of those popular sports here in Grenada, in this part of the world, and especially in Grenada. It's still a sport of the minority, as you see a delivery there, quite loosely delivery there from Gangadine. Loopy delivery, full toss on the line off middle and leg stump, which Wavell Benjamin swivels behind, and he's certainly struggling to complete those two deliveries as the 50 partnership is up between Benjamin and Dennis Smith. 50 off 63 deliveries, 46 minutes, 3 fours and no sixes, 22 to Benjamin and 19 runs to Dennis Smith.
Yeah, as down the track he comes and pulls it down towards, and again still struggling. One can see that he's still struggling a bit, and it's made more difficult by the fact that the spinner is bowling to him because he now has to use that feet a little bit more. So probably St. Mark would be wanting him to be in the action a bit more because the chances of getting him out, the fact that he's a bit distressed, might be greater.
Yeah, and I think that the last shot there showed that he's looking to get out. We have not seen him use his feet much in the innings, and there was a delivery there from Gangadine. He used his feet, pulled out the slog, got it down the ground. Let's wait to see what he does. He again advances to this one, so he certainly shows intention of wanting to get after the bowling and probably hit more boundaries, but the way things are going is only straight to the fielders, and he has to do more running.
Yeah, well, he's picked up a couple of singles during the course of the over. He's gone to 26, 22. There with Dennis Smith, 57 for 1. So you're getting close to win 46. Yeah, so at a rate of just 5.1, basically. Yeah, just about 5 runs and over. So shouldn't be too difficult from here on with wickets in hand. Yes, there's still a few batsmen to come for St. Patrick. Should they need a rise?
Yes, you still have those explosive batsmen, the likes of Denroy Charles. You have Dennis George, who can use the long handle. Marlon Henry, young Devonnie Joseph, one of the under-19 prospects, is also in the mid. So he probably might be slated to come in next. But it's certainly a lot of batting left in the tank for St. Patrick.
Lovely picture, the backdrop of the Dabo Hills. Behind the hills there would be Fontenoy and on beautiful beach. Yes, you would have in some time in your lifetime utilize these beaches just beyond the Dabo Hills at Cherry Hill and at Fontenoy and Grand Mall.
Yes, I've had experiences of being on the Fontenoy beach, and in years gone by it was a vast area as compared to what it is now. But the Fontenoy beach is certainly one of those must beautiful sights that you see on the west coast going up, and it's certainly a beautiful experience when you go into the water in that particular part of the island.
So Sunil is into the attack, so now Naran, and he's both 2 deliveries, and here's what 1 run being struck off him so far. The total 58 for 1. Benjamin is on 27, 22 Dennis Smith. And he comes in now to bowl to Smith, who to this delivery is driving up on the onside, just past the right hand of Sunil, and it goes down towards the long on fieldsman. And there's another single for Smith, so they're doing it very easily this moment, St. Patrick.
Yeah, it's a non-threatening bowling there, as we see where Benjamin gets one, which he swivels, poles towards the onside. The fielder there in the deep backwards area, he had to come around. The ball was traveling a bit quickly, and I think he did well to get his body behind it to restrict the score only to 1.
Lucky to get away with that. And 28 when Benjamin Doe goes to 28, still fighting despite 60 for 1. Swept behind and a chance for run out, and is he gone? He's gone. Yes, one expected that. He was really hobbling, and Smith, knowing that, I think to call him through for this single. I think he probably is happy to leave too. Probably was in some pain out there. But the second wicket has gone down, but you can never tell. Things like that sometimes can spark a avalanche.
Yeah, I think it was the situation, knowing that the batsman was struggling a bit, as we see the replay there. He was nowhere in the picture. The easy soft dismissal there from St. Patrick's. Nyron Belfon with the collection firing in the throat to Shion Andrew. So there's another wicket there for St. Patrick's. As we see, it's the new batsman with number 8 on his back. That is Denroy Charles. He strides to the middle to replace the struggling Wavell Benjamin. He was out there for a long time, 55 minutes, just 5 minutes short of an hour, 45 balls, 28 runs. He certainly had it difficult outside there, and I think in the back of his mind, he's probably happy to get out of the heat in the middle and relax in the cool and comfort of the dressing room.
Did you see the joy with which the wicketkeeper probably came 28 runs too late for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could have missed him, dropped him off the first ball of the second over.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Big opportunity went to begging for St. Patrick's.
60 for 2. So the new batsman is Denroy Charles, and he will face immediately the bowling of Sunil Naran, and a delivery which is tucked up towards long on. A diving attempt by Nyron Belfon there at straightest mid wicket. Can't stop it. It goes down towards long on, and that's the end of a successful over for Sunil. At the end of it, Denroy Charles is on 121 to Dennis Smith. I think the focus would be now to see if they can prize Dennis Smith out, and if they can, probably we could be in for some kind of a finish.
Yeah, Dennis Smith is he's linchpin so far 3 innings. He's out there looking to just walk the ball around, pick up the 1 and 2s. He hasn't been looking to be too expressive, but as you know, the nature in cricket at this level, 1-2 quick wickets, and certainly can really change the context of a match. St. Patrick's, they're on top so far, just need 42 from a remaining 48 deliveries, just over about 5.25 runs per over. They're in charge out there, but it will take really some extra special cricket from St. Mark to get back into the game. And once Dennis Smith outside there, St. Patrick's would continue to feel they're in control of proceedings.
There is Gangadin on his way to Charles. Charles again hitting it hard down towards long on, and picks up another single, and he takes the score on to 62. So Smith is back in stride. He's on 21, 2-2 Charles, and Gangadin, who is in his third over, comes in on both to Smith. Smith down the wicket and drives it crisply, lovely, between cover and extra cover. It's rolling out towards the boundary, and he cannot get to it. So it's a beautiful shot. Smith just coming down the track, and he's in it so nonchalantly through the onside. Just pure timing.
Yeah, certainly a top-class shot there from Smith. Got to the pitch of it, used his feet well, and was able to beat the fielder, that is Mike Narayan, in the extra cover position. The fielder on the deep sweeper position, he had some work to do, but to no avail.
Yeah, so almost getting it on the full. It's another ball driven down towards long off, and Belfon is down there and returns. So it's 4 to Smith. Smith is on 26, 2-2 Charles, and it's 67 for 2. Deliveries Charles comes forward 2 and just plays up on the onside, and Gangadin does the fielding. There is no run, so quite one can see quite clearly the chance there now, but easily again Smith very quick between the wicket. Delivery just steered down towards the backward point on the edge of the circle, and they were able to go through for what in the end was a relatively easy single to take Charles on to 3. and to bring Smith, who is on 26, back on strike, 68 for 2. Gangadin nearing the end of his third over comes down, and a good delivery. We just defeating Smith a bit in the air, probably a little bit of drift back into the right-hander. Just managed to squeeze it out past the right hand of extra cover for another single to bring up the end of over number 13. At the end of it, 69 for 2. Charles is on 3, 27 it is to Smith, and that's the latest score here.
Yeah, so it's a continue to be easy progress for St. Patrick's, an over in which they've done well, picked up 8 runs, 1 boundary. Beautiful shot to the cover region there from Dennis Smith, and he's certainly using his all his experience to really control proceedings in the middle. St. Mark's, they have no answers at the moment. 2 wickets down, and they will need much more. But St. Patrick's, they are cruising at the moment. 34 more needed to complete victory here in match number 6 of the NLA GPL T20.
Sunil Narayana coming, bows and edges. It goes in the edge just past the left hand of
Ronald
Etienne, and probably if he couldn't get to it, nobody else could have.
Yeah, it was just a bit. It just hanging there a bit to tease him, but the ball was always going away from him, and at the end he wasn't able to get close enough to the ball to complete the catch. But another run to Smith, and 1 more to St. Patrick.
Just a bit of indiscretion there by Smith. And another delivery down the leg side, call wide, by rightfully so too. Charles was looking to sweep and didn't make contact. The ball went away down the leg side. So another extra is contributing quite well. It's 12. Again it's only now into Charles. Charles looking to sweep, and maybe this time maybe getting something on it, maybe a bat or a pad or something. And the ball ricocheting off the batsman bat, so they're not looking to capitalize on that. So another extra.
Yeah,
13.
I think one of the things you must notice too is that as we see the replay there, Charles expecting the ball coming to him a bit faster.
And here is a delivery which is flicked away into the onside, into the middle wicket. And where is he going? And that would have been problem had that gone to the opposite end.
Smith was stranded. He fell in the middle, but the return came to the keeper, and it was such a bad throw. It's actually the fielder there in the gully position, that is short third man position, that is Ronald Etienne, who had to collect the ball and send it back to the bowler. But Smith, he survives, and St. Patrick's, they continue to push the score on as a single down the ground of Charles. And I was also making a comment earlier on, Hector. I think one of the things we noticed though is that the spinners from St. Mark's, they're actually not really pushing the ball through, so they are really slowing it up, and it has really struggled the 2 batsmen from St. Patrick's a bit, because they're expecting, I think, the batsman who likes the ball coming through, and they can see both Narayan and Gangadin, they're just looping it a bit and holding it back a bit, and it's posing just a little bit of challenge to the batsmen, and they are not finding it as free flowing as they would wish.
Well, it's 74 for 2. And again, Smith going for a big booming drive outside the off stump, not making contact. And that's the end of another over. Over number 14 gone. So 6 overs left. And to win, only 29 runs to win. So one expects that they will get that pretty easily. And an opportunity to get rid of Smith there. Is it, it's sometimes an established thing that the fieldsmen look to go into the keeper, and sometimes, but the really good fieldsmen, the top fieldsmen, sort of analyze the situation pretty quickly, and will go to the end, which is probably most likely to put the batsman under pressure.
Yeah, I think when you look back at that situation too, you'd have seen that the fielder that would have been Royal Williams, he was just locked into the keeper's end. I don't even think he was aware as to what was happening on the other end, so he just wanted to get the ball quick as possible back to the keeper and miss the opportunity to send it back to the bowler, who could have effected what could have been a very simple and easy run out.
So Gangadin starts with a wide, as Charles was looking to hit it hard into the offside and didn't make contact. So it's 75. So just 28 more. Ooh, and a bad delivery down the leg side. Full toss down the leg side, which Charles really did nothing with. Did it touch? I've seen the umpire just wanting to signal something, and in the end changed his mind. So it was down the leg side, probably getting a bit of Charles. And a delivery tossed up again and pushed up towards long off, and there is a single for Charles. And takes him on to 5.29 is Smith. It's Gangadin, tosses the ball from 1-1, really teasing the batsman, throwing the ball up and asking them to look to go over the top most of the time. And Smith is down the wicket and looking to do so. Etienne comes across and he won't get to it again, so a bit of luck. Smith being a little bit more enterprising and looking to clear the boundaries, and can do so. So 2 more runs to Smith. Smith is on 29, 76 for 2. 31, yes. Smith is on 31, 78 for 2. And there is a drive again down towards through mid off, down towards long off. And he gets a single to take him on to 32, 79 for 2. And we winding down here. So only a matter of 24 required. Delivery is almost looking to commit suicide again. There is Charles. See, just steer the ball into the offside and was hustling down the wicket for the pitch for no good reason.
Yeah, you could see that the St. Patrick's batsmen, they want to get onto it, but at the same time, the
and here's a lovely shot by Charles. Almost looked like it was coming up towards us here, but done so easily. A delivery given flight, and this time he was able to lift it over long off. And almost you can see the resigned look on the body language of the St. Mark players as it goes for 6, and to take it closer to victory. They need only 18 more, and only 18 more to go. And at the end of the 15th over, lots of overs to go. Right, so almost St. Patrick, I'm almost safely home. You can see, Rifel.
Yes. St. Patrick's made it very easy. I think they have been doing a pretty good job. Though it's only lost 2 wickets up to this point, and I think should be home at 85 for 2. Really should be home very easily.
St. Mark can't complain too much. There was a few opportunities that they didn't quite capitalize on. Probably may not have changed the result, but maybe could have made the game a little more interesting.
Yeah, I thought the second wicket partnership with the Etienne and Andrew, when they started the bat, I thought that they actually, even though St. Patrick's would have picked up an early wicket, but I think when Etienne came in, really changed the course of the game with his positive batting. But after the loss of Etienne's wicket, I think things really turned, and I don't think that.
Ryan back into the attack and stroked up towards made extra cover, and the fielder just misfielding there, and the ball going down towards long off as Belfon, who have set some pretty high standards in the field during the course of the day. Once we a little bit disappointed with that. Smith,
I don't think they made use of the sort of platform. I think when Etienne left and they would have lost their second wicket, one thought.
So he's out. Leg before a delivery this time on about middle and off. We're looking to work it into the onside, missing, and of course there can be not much argument when it comes to this sort of field.
Yeah, he played right across it. He went into his stump and trying to walk it somewhere on the onside. He missed, and the umpire, Sean Manwaring, was very, very firm, very quick in his decision to give him out. So at 86 for 3. Whether that we could probably come a little bit too late, but yeah, we know how funny this game of cricket is, yeah.
Just passing John Olive on the way.
So 3 for 86 as John Olive comes in. It really should be still pretty easy for St. Patrick's. As I was saying, Justin, I don't think that made use of the start that they had. There's nothing about the way the pitch is playing. I think the pitch has played beautifully today. The bowler could have got something out of it. The batsman could have played a shot. This morning it was, I think, a little bit on the slow side, in that the ball wasn't coming through. But I think this afternoon we would have seen that the wicket has been playing very good. I don't think St. Mark's would have been made enough runs.
No, and because we were probably thinking maybe 130, they may have gotten 230, 140. And at some point it looked even that they could have gotten a little bit more than that, but that was not to be.
Well, the captain did say at the toss that he was looking for, anywhere 140. He'd be happy with 140 and more, So they didn't quite get there.
86 for 3, 17 more required, and the delivery driven by Olive down towards long off. And there's another single, so 16 to go. And
I think added to the fact that St. Mark's didn't score enough runs, I don't think that the feeling was, we had Benjamin being dropped very early. And they had to take those sort of chances after having scored just over 100 runs. They had to take the chances that comes.
There's another crisp drive up towards mid-off.
And we didn't see the opening bowling attack as we normally see. Ronald Williams in particular coming from that southern end. We know what he can do. He didn't really bowl well. I think he was trying to bowl too fast. And then Belfon, was there and there about a number of wides. So the bowlers were not as penetrative as they ought to be.
It just didn't come off to the type of start they should have when having made such a small total. And there is another single to the left hand there. Strong hand of Ronald Etienne. And Olive, who's on one, comes back on strike. Dennis Smith is on 34. 88 for 3. And Belfon did struggle a bit, and the extras, I think it's about the most we've seen by any of the teams so far during the course of the day. Yeah, that's 14. Can afford to give away so many extras when they made such a small score. Again, this time Olive just pushing away into the offside. And there's another single, so he goes to 2. 89 for 3.
It's interesting, Justin, the fact that at the end of the over, 89 for 3, we have seen this is the fifth game that we are playing now, and when you look at the scores, my feeling is that really the scores has been very low on a good track.
Yeah,
we had
it's always a good track. Yeah,
we had St. Mark's, I think, scoring 95 in the first inning against St. David's, came back, barely scraped to that 95. Then St. David's got 97. I think St. Patrick's first game, they didn't score much on neither. We have seen St. John's, I think they scored 70 odd in the first game. And today they would have fallen even less than that. So the score by the teams have been very, very good.
Oh, not at all. Maybe just one or two individuals looking good for a while, but generally as the team coming together. And there's a loud appeal for leg before. The ball probably hitting the back pad of the batsman. Maybe the umpire could have been the height probably. How do you think, Coney?
That didn't look too badly.
No?
That didn't look too bad
at all. Hitting the back pad. So that delivery is teared into the offside.
I don't know if he got a little bat on it as he came forward. They probably would have. Yeah, but
it was a good appeal. It looked quite adjacent from here. That they were probably a little bit too short, Etienne. Probably need to just push it up a bit, pitch it up a bit more, maybe give it a little more hang time. Ask the batsman to really provide the timing as he comes in again, and this time a delivery again, almost getting through the defense and of Olive, who is pushing hard at the deliveries and not really allowing the ball to come on to the bat. So nearing the end of the 17th over, it's 89 for 3. Here is another delivery, played up on the onside, and there is no run. So you never know. Only two tight overs, and we could be in for some excitement. In the air and just past the right hand of that is Michael Narayan. They're diving away to his right, and the batsman can have 2. So here's what a little pressure can do.
Yeah, at the end of Etienne's third over, he only conceded 5 runs. So he had been very tight, but that final delivery is one that he gives some air. And there we saw the batsman coming forward, trying to hit, and it just went just to the right of that backward point position. Micah making a very good Narayan making a very good effort to try to take it there, and they picked up 2 valuable runs. So again, getting closer, 91 for 3, just about 17 runs adrift.
12 in fact. Just 12 more, 12 adrift. But as I said, it will be very interesting if there is, let's say, somebody can produce a maiden or probably 1 or 2 runs in that over, and maybe having to score 7 over, 5 or 6, 7 in the final over. That could be interesting.
Yeah, you would have to take a couple of wickets to put some pressure on.
Indeed. Yeah. Series Michael Narayan comes in right arm over the wicket to bowl to Smith. Smith gets one which stays down a bit and digs it out into the offside. And across comes Nyron Belfont to do the fielding. And another single hard. So 11 to go. Smith goes on to 35. 4 it is to Olive, who will take strike from Narayan. 92 for 3. So here is Narayan, moves in again with his shadows lengthening, comes up on bowls to Olive. Olive goes for the big drive down the ground. They gone for 1. They wouldn't dare come back for 2. No, they won't. And that's what it remains. 1 run. So that's 1 more. Still, once it gets under double figures, I think St. Patrick will feel that yes, it's well and truly done.
Yeah, it's basically normal cricket from here. Just there's a lot of gaps in the field. You know, the offside is 4 players are long off cover, backward point.
Here is Smith and driving out towards Narayan, maybe just short of him, but by the reaction of the players and himself, he may feel that probably is a chance gone.
Yeah, we need to just look and see what that replay, whether it reaches him, but
I want to bet he did, because he seemed disappointed. He seemed to feel that he should have gotten that. And drive obviously. Yes, he did get to him on the full, so he seemed to have gotten both hands to it, but didn't quite hold on to it. Yeah, so the batsman gets a single, and here's a ball which is not timed at all. Played up on the onside, there is no run, so it's gone under double figures. 9 to go, and the batsman just having a chat. As I said, it would have been interesting, Crony, for maybe a wicket or 2 would fall, and probably they had to score 6 or 7, or even probably 7 in the final over.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. 5, 6, even with 6 runs, 6 runs in the final over.
Indeed. Here is 9 on his way to Olive, and Olive is down the track and looking to probably finish it in a hurry. Didn't make contact.
Yeah, but as you said before, you need to take your chances. And that ball that went to cover, they really should have been taken. It came straight. They should have taken it. And the fact that you just have just over 100 runs, you know, you have to try and take all the chances that come your way. And
there is a delivery again, which is over extra cover, over backward point. They're gone for 1. They'll certainly be back for a second, and by Olive. And not in control at all again on this occasion. Olive just coming down and having a swing and getting it off the outer portion of the bat, clearing the infield and getting 2 to take at the end of the over. 96 for 3, so only 7 now required. And one thing that no way St. Patrick could drop it from here.
Yeah, we don't expect St. Patrick to lose from here. How many? 7 runs required?
7.
And we have how many overs? 3 more overs to go. So 2 more overs to go and 7 runs. So what we have seen, so many things happening in this game. You know, 2 wickets and a tight over where you have 1 or 2. Gains just come down. You know, Etienne going to pick up the attack. What they have been doing he had been keeping things very tight. His last over only went for 2 runs, and they got 2 when the ball was tossed up.
Yeah.
And he was able to look for the drive. Now we need to keep it very tight. Let's see as we look at the field, the one savers. If we have a short mid-off cover, probably can be in a bit more backward point, backward square like mid-on.
Here he is. Ball to Smith. Smith comes forward and plays it defensively. Hard length there. That one was really nothing more Smith can do with that. So it's 11 deliveries. Here's a delivery driven up and could be some problems here. Oh, well, just managing to get in, but good work but from the rebound, the ricochet of Gangadin back towards Etienne, and almost effecting a run out. So it's down to 6. Hope there's no panic in the
good work by Etienne. I think he was very quick there, and but
probably a direct hit may have been interesting.
Yeah, probably direct hit, but he looked confidently in.
So 27 it is to Smith. Olive is on 7. So let's see what his approach would be. So here's Etienne to Olive, looking and going high, going hard. He could be caught. He should be caught. He's caught. Well, looking to probably to finish it in one blow and going hitting it high and hard. And a good catch in the end by Williams.
Yeah,
who came around. Very, very good catch. The ball hung in the air for a long time and probably swollen in the breeze. But he steadied himself and he took a good catch.
Yes, a great catch by. He was really not in the best position when he took that catch. It was actually seemingly going over his head. And he was able to put his hand up and he really took it confidently. A very good catch taken there by Williams. And Olive there. Well, he's this sort of player that he's not going to push around. He's going to really try to hit. And there he was probably trying to finish it off with a 6, and good catch taken by Williams. So a little bit of anxiety again comes in. There's 6 runs needed. We have 10 deliveries to go.
Yeah.
And 6 runs in 10 deliveries. But I think what is good for St. Patrick's is that they only have lost 4 wickets.
6 in 9, yeah. And still the required rate is about the same. That the asking rate is about the same at the start of the inning. So there is
I think what would be necessary, Etienne had 3 more deliveries and he will definitely need to redirect his field.
1-3 dots,
of his field, and you need to. No, I don't think he can afford to toss it up now. You need to try and be as tight as possible. So the field placement, I think, will be important. That fielder that is going to what I would call our backward point, backward square. The leg side, there's quite a bit of gap on the leg side, so it's interesting. You just need to keep it just among the off stump.
Well, at best you would want to probably leave 5 or 6 runs, if possible, or 4 at the worst,
well,
the worst case scenario.
2 more deliveries and still 6 runs to go. So let's see if he can finish this over when they need 6 runs in the last over. We can have a really exciting finish here.
Smith going for it there, looking to cut. Bad shot, maybe just the pressure telling on Smith. Drawing away towards the leg side and cutting. And you've seen the way batsmen have perished during the course of the day, looking to play shots to deliveries which sometimes are too far away or too close to them. Let's just have a look at it. It's short, it's outside the off stump, and it did have a cut. Series Etienne and Smith hit it in the air. He's just in front of the fieldsman. Could have done yes, and almost.
Well, that's a vital miss. That's a catch that had to be taken there.
I didn't think he carried. He didn't get to him.
I think he tried to dive too early. He just had to step forward. Well, we'll see what replace is there.
It's quite short though. He dropped quite short.
Yeah, that's a really, really interesting one there. We're going to have a look at it again and see how close it is, but crucial miss, it seems, there. Again, Smith wasn't in control of this one as he came forward, and again, probably looking to push it to get a single. And it went to the fielder there. He's still going to try to see. This is the last over, 19 overs bowled, 98 for 4.
And 5 to win.
So we need 5 in the last over. Let's see who's going to bowl.
That's Belfon.
Belfon is going to bowl the last over. Justin, you think that's your best bet? Is Narain, Micah Narain?
I don't know what choices they have. They either Sunil. They wouldn't want to use Sunil and.
Or with Micah Narain, I think probably.
Micah has bowled out, so Etienne has bowled out, Gangadin has bowled out, so therefore it's left with William. With Williams has one left. Yeah.
Well,
they're gone with the experience.
Well,
Belfon, who has two left.
Belfon being the experienced player, and he has played quite a bit, and there will be need for him to show his experience now. But just looking at the field, one would have thought that critically you would want to have a third man on the boundary.
Yeah.
You probably would also want to have a long leg on the boundary.
Yeah.
And being able to force to keep it tight. But the field there's a long off and there's a long on. I'm not so sure that at this point in time you need these two fielders. They probably might have been more beneficial to have them. The ball coming off the edge and going to pass the keeper.
Because one thing is probably for certain, the batsman who is Smith on strike, you would probably want to go hard at the first delivery, or one or two deliveries. Because if you can get the boundary, the game will be finished early in the over.
Yeah, I think this is why these two areas say the ball coming off the edge. A third man, let's see. Oh yeah, there is a third man on the boundary.
Yeah.
Probably should have been finer.
So while we were talking, Dennis George came out. Yeah. And so he's come out to join Smith at the fall of Belfon's wicket. So here is Belfon on his way to bowl to. That's just what we were talking about. Yeah. So there could be some real tension here, Crony. So 5 from 5.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the long leg here.
Yeah.
If he got that, he would have gone over his head, But
I think that's what he's eyeing.
It would be harder to hit him probably down to long on. But let's see. I think they probably will have better ideas in terms of what they would want to achieve.
So here is Belfon stops us. Probably just wanting to see the trigger movement of the batsman before he actually.
Well, we've seen some changes. Let's see what's happening here. Just a change in our feelers.
So Micah switching to a position where
if it passes Micah there, better you stay back and give a single. Then you stay there. If it's a lot away from you, then you that's 4.
So anything between you to your left or to your right will go for 4.
You actually cannot stop one where you are, and you can't stop 4 if it's away from you. So it's these are the sort of a situation one have to be aware of.
So here is Belfon again to Smith. Smith getting it into the cover area for 1, and so it's 4 from 4. So interesting game here. What about a tie, Crony?
Really,
a tie could be possible.
All that is part of the game is pretty possible. Yes. But I think the key thing is how Belfon is going to bowl and the field placement.
Yes. Well, Dennis George is left-handed.
Yeah.
One hopes he didn't bowl well to the left-handers. He did spirit it down the leg side a bit, and now he has to really ensure that he keeps the discipline and do not really spray the ball down the leg side.
A bit of a confusion with the field placement there.
Yeah. I think it's important that the backward square remains for Dennis George. Let me see what else is being done. Now the third man is sent wide.
Important,
That's probably Micah will come into an extra cover region.
There's nobody in long leg. And if you're going to keep his line, there's a 5-4 field at deep mid wicket. Really.
Maybe the helmet would have been the best fieldsman here. Yeah, but here is let's see. Again, he doesn't deliver. Maybe not just feeling too comfortable. You get the feeling with the left-hander bowling into, probably will be bowling into the left-hander with the ball likely to probably drift into the pad. You would want to maybe have a little more coverage on the onside.
Yeah, you should have a long leg, really. You don't like the position where a fielder is feeling there, what you call that, a short backward square leg sort of fine. You know, really no man's land.
So it's 4 from 4. Dennis George on strike. He has not yet faced the ball.
Even the cover is fairly deep, and these players want to be in a bit more.
Important delivery to George. George pulls it in the air, and it goes down towards. There will be 1. They'll come back for 2, and that's an important 2 there for St. Patrick. And so that basically probably the straw that break the camel back. These 2.
Yeah, just two runners.
Couldn't he probably should have maybe gone around the wicket and tried to cramp George for
I would have tried to bring the ball right up instead of putting a length delivery now.
Yes.
They can't afford it, and there's no adjustment to the field.
Yeah.
There's really no adjustment to the field, which is sort of strange.
Here is Nyron on his way to bowl to George. George gets 1 pitched up, and they will pinch another single. So it's 1 scores are level. So they need only 1 from 2 deliveries.
And you know, you would have thought that a situation like that, 1 was going to tie, you're going to bring your fielders in.
Yes.
So at least you would try to stop the run, make it difficult. Maybe a run out, as the case may be, but there was no adjustment to the field, so it really was easy. Whether he played the ball or not, they could have afforded to run through, steal a bye, as the case may be.
Because at the end of the day, anything passing the inner field will be 2 anyway. So could have probably just done what they're doing now earlier. In fact, I thought over the over they could have really closed the field in.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah. So.
But I maintain that catch in the cover there was vital, really vital. Yeah.
It was touch and go. Whether it was so short of him that he would not have gotten to it. Probably he would have been. Should have probably done better. Just back off in the end, because I don't think he could have got. He had any chance of getting to it. Never looked like. So could this be it? And here is Nyron bowls to Smith. What will the umpire do in this circumstance? Did his hand go over? He appealed for a run out. The batsman was backing up too far. And what will be done? The umpire didn't make a decision on it.
Yeah, well, he has to give him out.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. You have to give him out. If he's backing up too far,
he's backing up. He was backing up way too far.
Basically, he's cheated.
Yes. Very interesting situation there. He was given out. Yes. Yeah. So Dennis George was given out for backing up too far.
We see the.
Well, he knows where he's supposed to. He should know better than that. Here we look at it. He's going already out of his crease there. Yes, he was already out of his crease there.
Oh. Is it?
Yeah.
We look at it again to see how close it was. We're looking at Smith. Let's see if we can see how
close.
Oh, his bat. Yes.
He was, already left the crease.
Already left the crease, yeah.
George should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should have known that. And in a crunch time like that, you just can't do that.
I didn't see the umpire lift his hand. Did you see?
I didn't. I probably just said yes. You gone. I didn't see him signal. Well, that would be probably the biggest talking point. Well, it has happened in international cricket in recent times. Quite a few. One famously enough, Kimo Paul. I think it was in the Youth World Cup, and in one of the match, I think it was a game. Whether it was in England or in Australia or something, it happened again. Left the umpire with no choice. Well, one ball, still, 1 run to go. Oh, and that's it. So no discrepancy this time. Hit over the infield, and it goes away to the boundary for 4. So St. Patrick eventually would win the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, over pitch, and he just hit it over cover and went.
What's happening there? So they have to ensure that they take the single. The ball didn't go for 4. So what's happening? But St. Patrick has won the game anyway, because they would have gotten a single by virtue of the fact that they would have crossed for a single.
Yeah, they would have run 2.
1 in fact.
1.
Yeah, because Smith was on strike. Yeah. That's the end of the game. Yes, so victory to St. Patrick. What a bizarre ending to the game, Goody.
Yeah, certainly it's a game that really one didn't expect it would have gone down to the wire. St. Patrick's having to score 103 for victory at 150 odd for 1 wicket. One felt really it was, could have been scored very easily, not coming down to at least the last over where they needed 5 runs. But again, I think St. Mark's would need to take would be disappointed. The fact that I don't think the bowling was penetrative. We saw Belfont started off and really didn't bowl that well. They was able to pick up one early wicket, and then we saw that Williams, who we know normally line and length, little movement, again he also didn't bowl well. So the bowlers didn't bowl well, with the exception of ATN, who continues to keep things very tight. We know what he can do, and he was keeping things very tight. But the fast bowler really didn't bowl that well, and Narayan and such, I think made it a little easier for St. Patrick's to get to the runs. And it tells you something. It tells you something about the batting of St. Patrick's.
Yeah, it's not very strong.
They should not have struggled to get 102. And the pitch was playing very, very good.
I mean, and struggling the way they did it. Yeah.
The way they struggled to get at the runs, doesn't all say good about what they possesses. I think St. Mark's today was off. Their bowling attack was off, and they didn't bat as well as I know that they can bat.
Sure.
I continue to say when I look at ATN and I look at Andrew batting, they seem to be in total control. They would actually dominated the bowling, and the wicket of ATN really would have turned the tide, and they would have certainly lost their way there, and nobody actually stood up to try to push it on. The captain did say that Mike and Narayan did say that he wanted 140. They had a start that could have get up today, but they didn't get up to 140, and I think the fact that they only scored 102 from the beginning, I think they was playing catching up game.
Yes, so we'll have a chat downstairs. A few people have been lined up for a couple interview coming to the end of the game. But St. Patrick at the end of the day, 103 for 5 in response to 102 for 5 posted by St. Mark, winning the game. And very soon, Pastor Stevenson will be speaking to Dennis Smith.
Okay, over to you, Pastor Wong.
Yeah, Dennis, congratulations. You saw your team home. It was a little bit scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, at a point in time it was.
Yeah. Well, you got the man of the match, 31, 39, beg your pardon, couple of catches behind the wicket. What was it like for you today?
Well, it's always a pleasure playing here. Always a nice batting track. So you just had to come out to the A game, and you always have time, more than enough time that you think. So that's why I try and take it and walk it down to the last over.
Yeah, but were you a little bit concerned that you got it so close to the wire?
Yeah, the last wicket falling there, John. Yeah, that had me baffled a little bit.
Well, congratulations. You receive your Man of the Match award.
Right, thanks.
Look at the camera, put in your turn to me, I'll take a picture.
With the camera?
Okay,
Let's go ahead.
We just give you a blanket. So just turn around, and you go just turn around.
So I don't give you the money now?
Again,
all right.
Smitty.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You first, then me.
Well, we've got our captain from St. Mark. Well, it was a good effort, but maybe not just quite good enough.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Almighty for giving us the strength and the weather condition to play this game. I think we're lacking a bit of 20-30 runs, and I'm going to have it covered.
Yeah, we're a little bit surprised that St. Patrick really had to struggle to pull this one up, considering that you didn't have a big total.
Well, based on our last game, we made 96 and we ended in the last ball. So I wasn't a bit surprised. Although they have a better team, but I will back my bowler right to the end, and I think we missed a few chances and think that take away of the game.
You had a very close call with just in the last over, penultimate over, with ATN bowling. Might have been a little bit disappointed that the catch wasn't taken.
Yeah, I was quite bit because if we ever took this catch, I think right away we'll be back way into the game, and I think we'd have pulled this one.
How has the tournament gone so far with you?
Well, we played 2, we lost 2, but I'm still not giving up. We still have a chance to qualify now. We go there to play a 2 practice session and feel like we come and qualify in the first 4.
But it's a good feeling to know that this is the only sport being played in Grenada now. There is a pandemic around and only cricket is being played. That should be a plus for the sport.
Yes, I mean, we have a lot of youngsters in the team, and I always keep telling them, I keep pushing them, guys, no other sport is playing in Grenada right now, so let me take the chance. We don't know what could become of us, so let me take the chances with both hands and see how far we could get from here.
So you've got 2 in 2. It's not a bad record. From here on, what would you do?
Well, I'm looking, as I said, I'm looking to come out victorious in the next 3 games so that I can qualify for the playoff.
Thanks a lot. All the best.
You're welcome.
And we've got the winning captain here with us. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Yeah, you pleased with your performance? You restricted St. Mark to just over 100. You think that you did pretty well with the ball?
Yeah, we bowled, at the start of the play, we bowled good, kept it tight, and we shook them to all the total. And I think with the batting, we kind of stall a bit. We did bats, one didn't really apply themselves much, to get off the singles and when to hit the bad ball, put away the bad ball and get the singles. They didn't do that much.
Yeah, you lost a wicket early, but then you had a good partnership, and then you just seemed to fall away a little bit slightly. What was the reason for that, you think?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think lack of practice. Guys are still a bit rusty, so I think that come into play, and guys didn't really get the ball going as they should. So.
How do you think your team, St. Patrick, has performed in the tournament so far?
Well, we played, that's 2 games, win 1, lose 1, we could take that. But the aim is to try and get into the semi-finals. So yeah.
What's your chances? You think you really got it to go there?
Yeah, we got a good chance, to be honest, because we still have guys like Devon Smith to step in, come into the team and lead the team. So I think it's a very big chance for us, good chance for us to still make it into the knockout stage.
Dennis played a very important role, and he played his hands practically to bring the victory home. How important was that innings to you?
Yeah, it was a good knock from Dennis, hats off to him. You can show that you can see that he brings experience into the team. He lead the team, but right to the end and bring it home for us. So
and the overall teamwork, are you satisfied with it, or are there much more to go?
Yeah, still a lot of work to be done, You can't be too hard on guys because I see lack of practicing. So, yeah, more work to be done.
So thanks a lot. Hope that you do well in the upcoming matches.
Cheers.
Okay. So those, of course, the 2 opposing captains and also the man of the match. We go upstairs for the final bit on today's match.
Pastor Warm, we have come to the end of our second match for the day. St. Patrick's just getting home, beating St. Mark's by 5 wickets, just 1 ball to spare in a very tight finish here today. Justin, just to look back briefly at the game, St. Mark's batted first, scored 102, and St. Mark's actually won the toss and they quickly elected to bat on I think a wicket that certainly looked encouraging for batting and get off to 102.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pitch for sure cannot be blamed for the low score. I think, as the captain rightly said, the St. Patrick captain also reiterated by the St. Mark captain that they didn't think they get the justice to the chance when they had to bat. The St. Patrick the captain of St. Patrick did say that he think that they're a little bit short on practice, and that may have been one of the reasons why they didn't bat as well as they ought to. But all in all, I think these scores normally make for very interesting matches, as it turned out to be. And at the innings break, I remember it was said that it may well turn out to be a rather close game, as it turned out to be. And I think at the end of the day, St. Patrick would have gone ahead by securing that win, and a very important win for them. And looking forward probably to the return of the pro Devon Smith, and hopefully that will pull them through. St. Mark has some work to do because they probably know will have to probably win the remainder of the matches or three of the 4 matches that they have left in order to make it through.
Yeah, 102 and St. Patrick's having to choose 102. And in terms of the batting, one never expected that it would have come down so close. But to say something about the batting, and I would say the batting of the St. Patrick's team, not even the bowling of St. Mark's team, the batting of St. Patrick's team.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you said earlier, you know, it's cricket, and yes, it was 102, but anything can happen in this game, especially the short format of the game. Anything can happen, and it's easy to bring anything can cause panic, and whenever maybe there is panic, strange things happen. And probably St. Patrick at some point seemed also to have felt the pressure and didn't play as probably approach the game the way they should, the innings the way they should.
All right, thank you, Justin, and thank you very much for joining us today. We had 2 games today, beautiful condition down here at the stadium. St. Patrick's winning the second game, and we saw St. George's winning the first game early on today. So we do look forward for you joining us tomorrow. We have a doubleheader. St. George's plays St. Andrews. We expect that would be a keen contest. Starts at 9:30. We should be on air with you just about 9:15. And our second game for tomorrow, St. David's takes on St. Patrick's. So we expect 2 competitive games tomorrow, and we do hope that you're going to join us then. So from all of us here, we wish you the best for the evening, and see you tomorrow.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money.
To the jackpot galore. Play more, win more, have more fun. With more jackpot money.
Super 6 is my number 1.
With the new and improved Super 6 game, the jackpot keep growing and growing.
And growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Holy natural spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy natural spring water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy natural spring water, Grenada's purest bottled water.